And we're live. Welcome to Plus One EXP. I'm Sarah, your cult leader and real life stepdad. Plus One is a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. The dream and hope here at Plus One is to help amazing designers find great players who love their games, and help amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. I did my job. It was great. And we're going to play Blister Kingdom. And I'm joined here by some of my favorite people on the planet, certainly on the internet, and a new person. Woo! For me, for Sarah, anyways. We're going to go ahead and go around and introduce ourselves really quick, starting with Kegan.
Hi, I'm Kegan. I'm one of the co-owners here at Plus One, and also I wrote Blister Kingdom, the game we're playing today. Woo!
Excellent. Next, we'll kick it over to our special guest.
Hi, my name is Justin. I have played a lot of games with Kegan over the past 3 or 4 years, and I'm excited to be here.
Woo!
Amazing. We're excited to have you here. And last but certainly not least, it's the man with the plan and some finger guns. It's Tony.
Let me put these away real quick. Important question. Can anybody hear the washer or dryer in the background?
No.
As you might be able to tell, since I've diegetically now pulled my screens into, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, your screens are in frame now, aren't they?
I'm in a new undisclosed murder basement in Philadelphia. We have been in the middle of a move. This is the first time I've set everything up, and it mostly seems to be working. I'm literally watching a dryer go like this back and forth in the corner, though, because it's not quite on level ground. And I'm glad that my audio setup's good enough that y'all can't hear it. And
your audio setup's good. According to the chat, Sarah's only coming out of the left ear.
What the heck? Remarkable. Amazing. I know how to fix this, though.
But that is a
that's amazing, though. Because that also means that Michael's listening with headphones, theoretically, or just has a really interesting audio setup at home.
And I've been creating such audio by clapping constantly today.
Amazing.
That's my bit today.
Can someone tell me if I fixed the problem, though, for real? I think I fixed it, but I don't know.
That's on like a 45-second delay, so we'll find out.
I know. It's true.
Oh, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
Yay! I know exactly what button to press.
Jason Cordova-inspired mouth sounds right now, just for Michael Van Vliet's ear biscuits.
No, thank you. No,
or not, or we can play the game. It's been a while since we all three have done this, though, and I'm super excited that Justin's here with us. I haven't played a lot of games over the years with Justin, but we did play one game one time with each other.
Oh.
Sarah, how many games have you played with Justin?
I played 0 games, but if you know me, and I think that you do, you know I like to cram 4 games into a single game. So by the time we leave this, I feel that Justin and I will have grown closer as people and have a large body of mutual respect to pull from for future instances. I'm starting off strong with the glasses.
The mustache moving every time you speak is sending me.
It's just like my whole face, but I'm committed. I've made a choice. Kegan, can we play this game or what?
Yeah, I guess we should probably set up the setting real fast. Hey everyone, so Blister Kingdom's my weird dungeon fantasy take on Blister.City, which is another game I have put out. It's like a cyberpunky Last City on Mars thing, but we're not there. We're in Blister Kingdom. Blister Kingdom was once one of 100 small desert kingdoms. Effectively, there's a big war. Everybody goes, hey, do you know what the good idea is? We should shoot nukes at each other. Big magical nukes. The nukes hit each other in midair. A bunch of bullshit happens. And now Blister Kingdom is the final city in the world, maybe, as far as they know. It's a big city. It is surrounded by zombies. The air is poisonous in the outer city where you all live. In the inner city, things are fine because they have a big magical bubble, but they don't care about you. So you don't get access to the big magical bubble. As a result, people in the outer city experience all sorts of strange mutations. I don't believe any of you are mutants at this point, which is fine. I didn't build a whole cool table of mutations just in case.
Man, you could have just said do it, Tony, and I would have done it.
No, I'm just giving you shit because you didn't do it. That's more fun. But we're going to be playing the pack-in adventure for Blister Kingdom called Two Birds Stoned at Once. So I'm just going to read aloud the read aloud text here. And then we'll introduce everyone's characters. So someone or something is hunting in the outer city, leaving in their wake a trail of corpses, a bloody stain on a hard city. In the inner city, families sleep peacefully, going about their days without a care in the world. In the outer city, though, the fear is palpable. An air thick with panic intrudes on every conversation. The terror remains unspoken, but every hug is tighter, and you can't help but think every word might be your last. You've each been called for your own reasons. If the inner city won't help, it's on the people of the outer city to protect their own. It's how it's always been. This is how it might always be. This could be your last day, and all you can do is pray that you'll survive to tomorrow, and that you'll all make it one more day. So we'll go around. Sarah, tell us who you're playing.
Yeah, I'm playing Fratzenberger, who is a jester, and he's doing his best, which, is subjective.
So we're playing this in Down We Go, but Blister Kingdom has a bunch of backgrounds included. Sarah's playing the Jester background. So I want you to answer the question for me real fast. What joke have you learned not to make at the expense of the king? And what did he do last time when you did make it?
Oh, that is excellent. A joke that I cannot make anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely about, I'm trying to think. I think it's about how the king can't read.
Leah Michelle. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's that the king can't read, and what happened last time that went down. I think he had like a local or like a magician or some kind curse my shoes so they'll never stay tied, and this resulted in me in a horrific accident for me that I don't want to talk about.
Perfect. Love that. So you were asked to come here to the outer city. There have been a series of murders. We'll get a little more into them in a minute. But you've been called in front of King Suzuki. And he's told you he thinks it'd be really funny if he sent you to go investigate these murders in the outer city instead of a real detective.
Right.
I'm sure that's going to go over real well in the city.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm going to. So I'm just rolling up to the spot, is what I'm hearing correctly, yes?
Yeah, you'll just be rolling up to the spot. But before we see what's going on at the spot, Justin, tell us about who you're playing.
Okay, so I am Clanky. I'm an independent node. I used to be part of like this network of machines, Kegan.
Yeah, I can. Do you want me to say that?
Yeah, you should do that.
Gotcha. So you're an automata. You were once part of the Grand Graveburner Network until you were granted a spark of sentence by an unknown force. And we're gonna have you answer the question: what can happen to an independent node that will irrevocably separate them from the network? The Graveburner Network is like a big sort of gestalt consciousness that is all of the other automata. All of your brothers and sisters all share a mind that you are no longer a part of.
So I was reading in the factions, and I saw the Psycho-Cybin are here.
Your favorite faction.
And yeah,
I should say, just for the chat, Justin is one of the original playtesters on Blister.City and has played more of this game than anybody else.
But I really like the idea of like maybe observing the Psycho-Cybin and like something, some ritual or drugs or something like just broke the connection to the network.
Sick. Yeah, so you were called, let me jump back to where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, so the Flame Mother, she is the sort of like center of your intelligence. She's a massive like autonomous creature who when the grave burners are going out to collect corpses and zombies from outside the city, they bring them back to the mother to burn them. And the Flame Mother has brought you before her because she wants information on what's happening here. And she trusts you specifically to work faster and more independently than your brothers and sisters. And then Tony, tell us who you're playing.
Yo, what's up? I am playing Flip Whip the Third, but you can call me Trip. Uh, just for brevity.
Flip.
I am third of my name. Also, working my way up in the order that my father and my grandfather have all been proud members. It's a bit of a family affair, you could say. Because who better to sell a sword to? Who better to make sure as well are who better to have what they need on them at any given point in time, should they enter into combat, than a family member? Like you're really just anytime you get a chance to help a family member become better equipped to face the challenges of daily life, wouldn't you want to do that? Wouldn't you want to invite your family and your friends over for a nice meal and just sit down and tell them about how the swords that you got, about the 2-for-1 whetstone deal that you've got right now if they sign up, and become a sword seller themselves. Just who wouldn't want to give that to their friends and family? So we're really the best people to hang out with. So my dad, my granddad, my mom, my grandma, my aunts, my uncles, we're all part of the sword seller. And we're trained in the art of sword selling and combat by the high priest of the ever-burning church. And it's my holy calling to sell our sanctified wares to those who are in the most need. And I'm super thrilled to be here today with this party. Here's the deal. The king signed up a while ago. I'm not even going to let you ask the question, King. I'm just going to
Yeah. There's a question for this class. Does King Suzuki use a sword of your holy order? Why or why not? And I don't have time to ask that because you're going to just launch right into it.
So here's the deal. King Suzuki, does he have the sword? Yes. Is he king? Can he do what he wants? Yeah, sure. Right, whatever. He can do what he wants. However, here's the deal. King Suzuki only has 9 people in his downline. And you're not allowed to use the seller's sword until you hit the Big 10. I mean, he has it. It hangs on his wall near him, just out of reach, because he hasn't signed up. That 10th member isn't allowed to pick up the sword yet. He can do what he wants. He's a king, but
Is King Suzuki in like your upline or your downline, or is he like?
So here's the deal. He is technically parallel because King Suzuki is in Suzuki is what my grandfather calls him, because he's in my grandfather's downline. And again, pretty far down there. He was a little bit higher up originally, but because of his low sales, Grandpa had to demote him and move him, a little bit further down, put him under somebody else. It was part of a whole restructuring that was happening. And, it's really complicated, but we felt like it would be better for him if there was less pressure put on the immediateness of sales and more on solving the poison air that's constantly choking people around the city. Maybe one day he'll get that magic number 10, though. He's been slowly climbing for it. So he's a little bit in another tree, if you will.
Hell yeah. I'm saying in the chat how much I hate this, but this was great. You've been called before the leaders of your church, and they just want you to head out to the outer city and investigate these murders, sort of just to make sure the outer city is armed. Because if these people had weapons, they wouldn't be dying like this.
If they had, here's the best thing. We've got helms that have mass in them. We have bronze breathing apparatuses. We've got all kinds of things that I wrote on my character sheet that I could sell you, and some things that I didn't write on there that we could sell you.
Act now, get a free sword sharpener with every order.
I mean, I might be able to get you some holy armor polish as a throw-in if you sign up today.
Hell yeah. So we're heading to the scene of the crime first. Last night was the worst bloodbath to date. You all sort of simultaneously arrived to this dark alleyway, somewhere between the falling walls of the WAG, the big walls outside the city that protect you from zombies, and the festering pitch black of the dark district. All the attacks so far seem to have been centered around this area. There are maybe 30 corpses here. They're impaled and hanging from spikes, seeming to grow out of walls that were worn smooth just yesterday. Yeah. And then I'll give you. There are some things you immediately notice. If you're a sword seller, for instance, as you sort of come over here, you know that weapons created by your order leave behind a faint trail of magic, and you know the spells to check if these weapons were registered. And Jester, as you, Fratzenberger, as you investigate, as you sort of approach here,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't funny.
I think there's a moment where Krassenberger's been kind of like derp, 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 and as we get to it, and I see this gruesome scene of like bodies hanging from this dark alleyway, their blood make a story of violence on the wall. I'm just going, hey, what gives? This isn't funny at all.
Wow.
But it is you three. There's some like guards protecting the alleyway, but you all have been given sanction to be here.
Well, here's one thing I know. It never hurts to make sure a potential customer is actually dead. And so I am just going to make my way down the line to see if any of these the bodies are pinned to the wall.
Yeah, they are pinned to wall. There seem to be like the walls grew spikes that these bodies are impaled on.
So they're outies, not innies, is what you're
They're
saying.
outies, not innies.
I am gonna walk down and I'm gonna check the bodies. To make sure that. So did you? I'm going to start checking to see if these people were killed or are carrying any registered weapons. It looks like the giant spikes through their chest are probably the cause of death. And also just to see if any of them are secretly still alive and potentially in need of, something to protect their chest should something horrible like this happen again in the future.
Yeah. I feel like as a sword seller, this is religious work for you to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to give me like a DC 10, let's call this holy roll. DC, is that the right word for?
A beefy 10 of holy roll? Is that what you said?
Beefy's better. I said DC, but
hold on, because I did not actually set up my critical machine yet, so I do have to type roll d20 into Google.
Or just make up a number like I do when I'm playing games.
Yeah, I know. But you already said the DC. So that's an 11 plus 2. That's going to be a 13.
Cool. Yeah. So I will say a few things you notice here. One, no registration magic is found on the wounds of these people, but there's also two pretty distinct groups of wounds here. Group one is something clearly made by something animalistic. There are animal-like slices and punctures, where you can't help but imagine like giant, massive clawed hands making these. There is a second group of injuries on these. The second group of injuries is more careful. It looks like it was clearly using a man-made weapon, but it does almost look like the bodies were put out of their misery before they were impaled.
Okay, so they're impaled through the stomach.
Yep.
They've also been clawed at, and they also show that somebody potentially was like, "Hey, you've already been stabbed to the chest, and rather than sell you a breastplate that would have protected you, I'm going to just kill you instead."
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like once they're impaled, the breastplate probably less effective.
It's for next time.
Right. Right. No, of course.
Because I mean, now that you've had this experience, you know how much a giant spike through your chest from a wall that suddenly come alive before you get mauled and then stabbed hurts, and how much a breastplate could have helped.
I'm just waiting for this to get funny. I'm
going
to be so honest.
No, these are all very dead. And I think I said it already. It's about 30 bodies here. It is a lot of bodies.
I'm a robot.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Can I look at the bodies and see like can I just like sort them mentally into like there's 15 of group 1 with the animal kills and 15 of the like carefully killed, or like what's the proportion there?
It looks like all of them have these animal wounds as well as the second set of wounds. So they're all in the same group. They all got hurt by both people.
Okay. What kind of building? The spikes are going out of walls.
Mhm.
What's on the other side of the wall?
On the other side of the walls, it seems to just be people's houses.
Okay. Is that the case with all of the
No.
killings?
Oh, with all of the killings, yes, all of the killings so far have had these like bodies put up on spikes on walls that did not the day before have giant spikes.
Okay.
All right. Do all the people do they all appear to be like, are these locals? Do these people all seem to have like similar dress? Does it make sense they're in this part of the city? Is it a wide variety of people?
Yeah, as you're looking it over, these do all look like there's nobody here in like really fine clothing at the city, since these are all outer city people. But as you sort of like are sorting through the corpses here, you are realizing that a number of them have mutations. Like a number of these are lickmen. Not all of them, but a good number of them.
Excellent. I, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna pull one down off the wall.
Yeah. Gross, but you get it done.
What is this spike made out of?
The spike is made out of the same stone as the wall. So the wall is like we'll call it like a granite or something. And the spike seems to be made of the same granite. And as you take a minute to sort of look the spike over, maybe like rub some blood off of it, the place where this was like a bricked sort of situation seems like in a video game, this seems like it was like a stretched like texture. Like it seems like the spike came out of the wall itself.
Yeah, that was gonna be my follow-up. Whether it was a rough rock shape or this seems more like
Yeah.
and then just pulled it out to a sharp point. And then how high up do they like? Are people suspended high up in the air on this wall?
There are some people, I'd say, like as high as 10 feet up, probably. There are some closer to the ground. It looks like basically the whole wall in this alleyway is taken, but it does go up pretty high.
Is it like one spike per person?
Yeah, one spike per person.
Okay.
And were there any witnesses? I asked the guards.
The guard said he's been trying to talk to people from the outer city here, and they don't seem interested in talking to him.
I've got it. Can I use my contacts skill from being sneaky?
Hell yeah. Yeah, who are you trying to contact here? Give me like a genre of person.
I want to say I'm looking for like street performers of
Okay.
like the magical persuasion that I know kind of like frequent down here to see if any of them saw anything.
Yeah, you're able to look around. You know you have an old friend who used to work over here. God, what's a good clown name? I guess we'll have to call him Pagliacci.
The moderately good Pagliacci.
Yeah, it's a moderately good Pagliacci. Works down here. He's like a sort of magic clown. And you know he works sort of near here, and you're able to go find him.
I'm gonna go talk to my friend Pags. If you guys want to come, you can.
Hags?
Well, that's what I call him because I'm his friend. But I mean, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. I don't make these kind of choices for other people.
Oh. Oh.
So, anyways, you coming?
I mean, I suppose. Do you think Pags will your friend whose name I can't call Pags, will know what's going on?
Well, he knows more than these two dum-dums. He's gonna gesture over to the guards. No offense.
Offense taken.
Okay.
Well, in that case, yeah, I definitely want to come with you.
Great. Trip?
I've already started walking in whatever direction you loosely gestured. You see that I've pulled some forms and a pen out of my my large clanking bag on my back.
Excellent.
Come on, let's go. Potential customers await.
Yeah, you're able to find Pags. He's nearby.
I'm gonna roll up to Pags, and I want to initiate our secret handshake.
Yeah, you both reach forward and squeak each other's nose.
Correct. Hail and well met, Pags.
Well met.
Yo, so there's a really not funny situation down the street, which is confusing to me.
I've been trying to make jokes about it all day, and nobody thinks they're funny.
You know, I really feel pinned to the wall here.
He's smoking a cigarette.
You know, people just hanging around. Normally, there's a lot more material, but this is.
Oh, hanging around. That's a good one.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel right. Anyways, do you know anything about it? Do you see something?
Yeah, so, and he's able to tell you, he's spoken to a number of people who say they've seen, last night they saw 2 humanoid figures, and they had wings. And he's like, yeah, you know, the funny thing is, I don't think anyone in the outer city can count, because, like, I talked to one guy, and he was like, yeah, it definitely had 2 wings. And then I talked to the next guy, and he said it had 6.
That's
anyway,
crazy.
Did you hear this? Did you hear that loud noise here last night?
What loud noise?
Oh, fuck. Man, there was this loud noise like all the windows at this house over here broke.
That one over there? And I'm like pointing the opposite direction to the street.
He grabs you by the shoulders and turns you the right direction.
Oh. What gives? Did it happen like a party or something?
No, they heard a loud noise, came outside, all those fucking bodies were over there.
Hmm. Weird that 2 things like that would happen at the same time. What do you guys think?
I was 50. Oh,
Go ahead.
I was 50% sure that was going to be a bit. The loud noise. What time did it happen?
It happened late last night.
And then the screaming from the bodies, or
Yeah, there was some screaming, there were some loud noises. They came outside, boom, bunch of bodies on a wall.
Is there a discrepancy between the number of windows that were broken, like there were with the wings, or are we pretty sure we know how many windows got busted?
I mean, I haven't had anyone count.
Oh man, we probably shouldn't have anybody look now.
So I step forward. I click my pen a couple of times. I got a form in front of me. So Mr. Liachi, what I'm hearing here is
That's my father's name. He's smoking in 2 hands now because I keep switching the cigarette hand.
sounds like you got a lot going on. For one, you're out and about. You're in the city. You're performing. You're trying to grow your reputation. It's going how it's going. You know what? You've also got these exploding windows around you, spikes coming out of walls, and beast with indeterminate amount of wings flapping all over the place. Sounds to me like you're somebody who could use a little bit of protection.
Oh, look at this. And he pulls a sack off his bag and it just has like 50 daggers in it. Like,
Oh,
I
no.
juggle these motherfuckers.
Oh no, I'm not worried about your ability to take care of other things. I'm worried about your ability to take care of yourself. Because really, here's
Tell
the
them
deal.
about the clown judo, Pags. Tell them about how to...
Pag spends a lot of time explaining clown judo to you.
I'm really just trying to convince him he needs just a little bit of armor. It's really what we're going. I mean, like a little leather underneath the clown costume goes a long way to help him make sure you see the next day.
You seen how this guy can tie a balloon animal?
He's like, I
haven't.
did
Show me.
stab myself the other week juggling these 59.
I mean, like I said, the wounds we inflict on ourselves are really the gravest of wounds.
Yeah,
That's deep.
you're right. I'll buy some armor.
Wow.
I'm going to use my once per session ability to pull out of my giant clanking bag a decorative leather jerkin for Pag to wear for however much money. Could have used this at a time it was more narratively important, but nope. I'm just going to be selling. How many coin did I make, Kegan?
How much do we feel like coins are armor is worth in Down We Go?
There are rules for that. I think it's like this would be light armor, so it's probably just like 100 coin.
Cool. Let's call it 100 coin.
It's decorative, so maybe 120. I'm gonna write 120 down.
Okay, cool. And then you saw, I'm sure, in your background.
Yeah,
that you do have to
120, and
split-
then let's go ahead and do this math because it's going to be a lot of fun to just do math on stream.
Uh-huh.
Math is funny.
50% goes to the church, so that's we're down to 60. That makes sense. 20% goes towards my tithe, which also feels like the church, but isn't. Which
I don't know.
that takes us down to 30. No, wait, no.
That was
Yeah.
24 gold for that, which would bring you down to 36, I believe.
36, right? And then another 20% is going to go to my upline. So I'm going to be left with 22 coin after all that's said and done.
We did math.
Yeah.
Woo!
And then you have to
Oh, wait,
pay out.
24 coin, sorry.
You have to pay out to buy the product so that you can carry it with you, right?
No. It's issued by the church.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
the 50% going to the church is the holy blacksmiths who made this weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody tuned in for math, and now they're
They're all logging off. This is not a math stream. Oh, hi, Aaron. Yeah, you sell Pagliacci some fucking leather armor.
Yeah. Somebody comes out of the alleyway and starts asking for a Whopper and a Coke. And I do happen to have one of those also too. So I sell this motherfucking king one of my rations, which is really just like a bonus.
Yeah, you get 1 additional gold for your.
Yeah, we're gonna go through the whole rigmarole of math again, but now I'm at 25 coin, and that's what's important.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So to recap, you got from Pagliacci the smoking clown in a leather gherkin now. Big loud sounds, a bunch of them. Breaking windows, lots of screaming. Bodies appeared.
Are 30 people like hanging out in the streets a lot?
No.
Okay.
I mean, like there are a lot of people. This happened very late last night. 30 people does feel like a lot now that you ask.
Okay. Do we know what, like, is there any, like, there a nightclub or a bar or, like, I don't know.
I will give you this. I feel like you're asking the right sort of questions here. You know the thing with a number of these bodies being, like, mutated. You know there's, like, a big Lickman labor union that would have been having a union meeting last night.
Oh. Are there other what do we know about the prior murders that have happened?
You know very little about the prior murders that have happened, unfortunately. Like, you all are sort of the first group to be sent to give a shit about this.
Okay.
Good.
I was gonna say, can we go to the union house and see if other union members have gone missing or anything like that?
You could absolutely do that. I'm gonna just give you this quickly. As you go talk to the Lickman, this is a thing you would have noticed if one of you was a Lickman laborer in your background. They know the location pretty well. The nearby dark district I was talking about is where the tunnels to various protected farms all start. There are a number of farms like outside of the city. And they have like a big underground series of paths that go to them. And they're able to tell you that furthermore, those tunnels extend under the whole city. But yeah, like they're pretty familiar with this location just because it is so near where they are frequently traveling from. It's sort of like a hub.
I'm gonna shoot off a message to my upline. I have a what the fuck did I call this thing?
Divination?
I do have divination, but please, Kegan, let's put a little storytelling around it. I have an item in my inventory called the polished plate, and I take it out and I rub it until the surface becomes hyper reflective. We see this kind of glow come off of it, and then I see like ding, 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 as a bunch of notifications just start to pop across this thing. And I just I shoot out to my upline. Hey, doing some work for the king, like a little scrying it across the front. Apparently, walls are growing spikes. Question mark, but not the question I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
There was a giant creature with a lot of wings. Anyone know what that was? Question mark.
Oh, that's a great use of divination. Yeah, I'll give you the name. This is two creatures. There are two creatures. One is called the Shrike, unsurprisingly. And the other is called the Angel. One is a two-winged creature, the other is 6.
Gotcha. So after I give that, who in my upline gives that? Because I got to remember who I owe.
Oh, you got to remember who you owe. Give me a second. I feel like I probably have a character's name written here. Do I? No, that would be so helpful if I did. I mean, I feel like this is... God, I hate naming things live.
We can also let chat decide.
Yeah, chat, give me a name for this guy.
Give us the name of the person in my upline from the sword sellers. Maybe it's a high priest of the Ever-Burning Church. Maybe it's just somebody in my family.
Yeah, I feel like this is like the high priest from the church. His name is the Gunch. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The Gunch.
He's called the Gunch. His name is Uncle Lapis.
I like
He's
that.
yeah.
Uncle Lapis, the Gunch.
Yeah. You get the name of these two creatures though.
And the Shrike has 6 wings and the Angel has 2, or vice versa?
Backwards.
Mm-hmm.
The Angel's doing some fear
Extra.
not bullshit.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, we've got these things flying around with just enough or too many wings. It's seemingly attacking mostly mutants. Is that right?
It seems like mostly mutants have been attacked so far, but also like a lot of the outer city is mutants.
I'm just waiting for a punchline still. Like, I don't understand why I'm here specifically. This isn't really my normal gig. Normally,
What is your normal gig?
Death by pies, dunk tank accidents, stuff like that.
Okay.
This is where you get a little laugh out of it. I don't know. If you're dead inside, but I guess not. Anyways.
Yeah, I would say there are two sort of... No, there's just sort of one clear place to go here, which is the Lickman told you about the nearby darkness being like where a lot of them probably came from.
Let's go to there.
Yeah, I have a fun ability that I picked at the beginning of the game called Light, and I think casting Light for a long time would be good as we go into this dark thing. Can I Trip, can you pull out that really shiny metal you had?
Yeah.
Can I cast Light on the polished plate so that we've turned
you're
his...
really crossing the streams here, magically speaking.
Well, we you were using it to like chat. Now we're just turning on the flashlight function.
We have created a cell phone using the
Yeah.
abilities available to us. Yeah, you're able to head to the darkness. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you start to head down here. The Lickman are able to tell you about some of the things going on here. But what's noticed immediately, Jester, there's something funny happening here, and you can't put a finger on what.
Gosh, I'm just really feeling off my game right now, you guys. I don't know. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep last night. I've really been cutting back on drinking. It's really killing my creative strides, But I guess it's not enough. Man,
Did the screams that keep you up last night?
You know, it's
Screams from the bodies?
the screams from your mom.
Oh,
See, it's a hit and miss. It's not my greatest work, but it'll do.
okay.
Thanks for making me feel better, man. I needed that win.
Incredible.
Anyways.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you, the darkness is notable for one thing, how fucking dark it is. You all have a light though. Sort of as you come down here, you can hear hushed whispers, distant dripping water, and echoes through hallways and strange sorts of, like, just sort of the strange geometry of the darkness. The people who call this place home are largely the mutants who live in the city who have night vision. This section of the city collapsed previously, and they have made it their home. You know they don't usually take they're not super happy about people bringing light sources here, but also that is the only way you're going to be able to see anything.
Yeah. I also wanted you to know that we are taking the light, shining off the phone, and reflecting it off of my I think bronze shield, so that we can kind of just totally fucking flashlight it down the hallway as annoyingly as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there like a way to? Is there like a map or something like that, like of the tunnels, or everybody just kind of instinctively knows their way around? Like, how does that work?
Most people sort of seem to instinctively know their way around here. The darkness is going to be a very hard place to navigate without help. But what you got from the Lickman earlier, you know, like where sort of the mouth to a lot of these travel areas are, and sort of like how to read the like language they use to mark the tunnels.
Okay.
So as you come down here to these tunnels, let's see. Sorry, I am looking for where my notes are here. Yeah, you're able to actually, Sarah, I'll give you this. You spot there's a symbol over one of these tunnels written in the hidden language of the nobility.
Oh shit.
I thought you were gonna say the hidden language of the jester, and I was like,
I know,
wow.
I got excited.
I'll say you probably can't read that language yourself, but it is interesting that it's there.
The hidden language of jesters is just the hidden language of nobles, but in Joker Man font.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Comic Sans.
Wingdings.
There we go. Yeah, so here's the deal. I can't read this shit, but I've seen it everywhere because they think they're really fancy with their little sexy notes that they keep leaving in the bathrooms.
Sexy notes?
I assume. What other... I mean, I guess they could be other kinds of notes, but I think it's funnier if it's sexy notes, don't you?
I bow to your superior knowledge of funny.
Though, you know, maybe they are just trying to sell their used cars. Is that anything? I don't think that's anything. Either way, this is the Fancy Nobles secret speaks. I don't know why they'd be writing it on tunnels down here. Phil's kind of...
Is it a really tall noble? Like, is the high ceiling kind of a situation, or?
I don't know that it's a high ceiling. It does just look like they have labeled the tunnel so they can find it later.
Mm.
Was he the tunnel for nobles, or the tunnel that they've sent all the nobles down, or a trap?
I mean, I know, but who knows?
we go down the tunnel.
Okay, cool. I was just like, we can go down the tunnel. We can like find more people to talk to. I'm fine with whatever we do here. But it sounds like we want to head down the tunnel.
Yeah.
Who's going
Perfect.
first?
Yeah, you all are. What's our marching order?
I'll be up front.
Okay.
Because I've got the phone and the shield and the light. Also, I'm really trying to get a like small talk going with the hush whispers all around us. So like, anytime I hear like I'm all like, yeah, I totally get that. Life is hard, and you know we can all use a little help getting through it.
Oh my God.
We're whispering to the walls as we walk down this mysterious tunnelway.
I'll say I'm going second. I did switch out one of my skills for my bloodthirsty. I went with alertness.
Wow.
I know. Well, I didn't want to do the same, so I went with alertness.
No, that's fair.
And so I'm just kind of listening intently. And like every once in a while, like because Trip keeps whispering to the walls, I'm like, "Hey man, you're making it really hard to hear," and I don't whisper when I say that.
I have a question for Fratzenberger. You got cursed about falling or about your shoes often being untied. Like, how often are you falling on purpose, and how often are you because it's funny, and how often are you falling accidentally?
That is a great question. I think you'll notice that I kind of I'm really nervous about like steps. Like anytime we saw like a curb or anything like that, if there were steps down, it probably took me an inordinate amount of time, like both hands on the wall, like scooting down. I would say every like 10 minutes or so, I'm checking my shoes, but whenever I check, they are still tied. And it's like approximately 30 seconds after that I'm doing like a stumble.
Beautiful.
You'll also notice that it looks like my shoelaces have been like it looks like they've been cut with like teeny tiny little like magical threads fixing them, almost as if I tried to like get rid of the shoelaces entirely, but was unable to do so.
As we are experiencing this going down the tunnel, you can feel at some point as you step through the sort of magical barrier between the inner city and the outer city, and you're absolutely in the inner city as you keep going down. Normally, access to the inner city is actually pretty hard to get. The entrances are fairly well guarded usually. It is interesting that this tunnel seems to sort of bypass the usual guards in the city. But as you keep going down,
I mean, the air is not noxious anymore. Also, too.
The air is not noxious. You are not at risk now of mutating yourself horribly.
Once we entered the like noble.
Y'all hear that noise?
No.
Wow, that was a super loud dryer buzzer. That's great.
I thought I heard like a like. But that was like.
I can't wait. I can't wait for there like to be a ghost fully in the back behind you, and like, yeah, exactly, beautiful. Oh, when we entered the like tunnel for nobles, have there been any like branching paths, or has it just been like this one area?
There have been a few branching paths. You have been able to follow like a series of symbols that you've seen.
Can I also have marked them and retroactively, if that's okay?
Yeah.
With the like whatever the grave burner network, like some sort of like sign as well, in case like if the noble thing goes away, there's like another backup sort of.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like the path that follows the symbols is pretty easy. Like
Okay.
it'll be like a symbol and an arrow, and it's like, okay, cool, we go left. There are a few branching paths. You could absolutely like mark them to have your people look at them later, just to know.
I mean, the great mother of fire probably would appreciate knowing about this secret path into a place where we may or may not be welcome.
She would absolutely love this sort of information. Yeah, as you all sort of get out, it's still like midday in the city. You could see light ahead of you. And as you all head out of this tunnel, you are on sort of the edge of a noble property. This seems to be the Beauchamp residence. And as you all are sort of like adjusting to the light, presumably trying to stay out of sight for a moment here, you can see it looks like the Beauchamp residence is undergoing a pretty massive change right now. You see, Jester, you're here. You know the nobles. You see, it looks like Duchess Anastasia Beauchamp is finally turning the estates over to her original name of Verbansky after her husband's disappearance a number of years ago. And then I'll give you two the things you notice immediately while we're here. Independent node, Mr. Clanky. You know that Duke Victor Beauchamp, the man who's been missing for a number of years now, was a well-known womanizer, and it's long been rumored that he was stepping out on his wife. The grave burners were never quite able to corroborate that evidence.
No.
But what was discovered was that the two were in a mostly loveless relationship that seemed to mostly be about combining the estate of their like neighboring estates with each other.
Maybe he used this tunnel to sneak away and have relations.
Secret sexy tunnels. That's what I'm telling you.
Secret, regular sexy notes and secret sexy tunnels.
And then, Fratzenberger, you once told a very long joke about Duke Victor Beauchamp being a strumpet. The king laughed really hard about it. The Duke's eyes burned red with hatred. You don't think this joke would go over well with the Duchess right now if you were to go make an introduction with her, but you do remember it was a really funny joke.
I don't know. It might go over well.
Maybe it's in the presentation.
The
Maybe
king
it's
thought
in
it
the
was funny at the
The
very
king
least.
thought it was funny, and I mean, like, I don't think she really liked the guy anyway. So maybe it's just like a little reflavoring. You never turned down a chance to break out one of the classics, you know?
Got to workshop it. Different audiences like different things.
It's true, but they always want the bangers.
It sounds like, yeah, that's what did Victor in.
Ew, look, that's really good. I'm gonna write
Thanks.
that down, and I'm gonna pull out a comically large notepad with a big green waxy crayon.
Some fucking Blues Clues bullshit's going on here.
I'm sorry. I'm checking Sarah's inventory right now. Wait a minute. It's just blank.
Uh,
That was assumed inventory. It's not
Yeah.
written in the book, but it is part
If
of
you
the
take the
background.
Jester,
The
you
jester has a comically large crown and crayon and notebook. Yeah, but that is what you see as you head out of the tunnel.
Are there any like? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go for it. You got it. You got it.
Are there any like outbuildings or like any sort of other entrances? Like what? Where did we come out of? Like a hill or a mausoleum or?
I'll say you came out of like a hole in a fence, basically, that like backed up to a wall. Like you came sort of out of the ground at like the edge of their estates.
Okay.
Are
there any like gardening huts or a hermitage or
yeah,
stuff like that?
So this was once two separate estates that got combined. Like they're like, we knocked down the wall, we married. So there are a lot of like this is two noble families, massive estates, like multiple extra buildings, and it looks like they just sort of badly connected their two houses into one truly massive house.
All right.
But there are also some like gardening rooms and other stuff if you're looking for something specific.
So do we want to go in and talk to this lady about her dead cheating husband and how maybe he's into more kinds of impaling than she was aware? I'm just asking.
Yes, I think that's a great idea. Are there any
Alright.
guards or anything like that?
Yeah, you can see some guards around. It looks like from where you all are, you're pretty like protected from their sight, just so I didn't have to worry about that.
Beautiful.
Here's the deal. This is a huge opportunity
Oh,
for all of us. And you see me, I'm
Really?
starting to sort through a bunch of forms and get some paperwork ready. Look, I've been trying to land this estate, this household for years. All right. And here's the deal. I can help you. You can help me. If y'all just each sign these forms right here, if we get into trouble, I can provide a lot of assistance and aid, but I am going to need you to sign up for at least the basic. And he slides two forms over to you signing up to sign up as sword seller initiates. Just the basic package. We don't even have to worry about the payment right now. We can take that out of anything we find inside. We'll split this commission along the normal processes. But I am going to need you to sign.
I do not have the authority to assign on behalf of the gravedigger.
yeah.
Great.
No. This is just you as an independent node. Obviously, this wouldn't affect siblings, parents, or anybody connected to you on an equal or higher level. It will affect your descendants, like they will also. But unless you're spawning your own nodes in the future, you really don't have to worry about that.
Suddenly I'm part of the network.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like I'll play yeah,
Look, Clanky, look at me. Just look at me for a second. Look at me. Look, no,
Clanky,
don't.
Clanky looks
right over there.
literally everywhere else.
Clanky, look at me.
Does Clanky have eyes? We've never described what you
I feel
look.
like Clanky has like a head area and it aims, but I don't think Clanky has eyes.
Cool.
I gently grab both sides of your head.
Yeah, that checks out.
And I hold them. Clanky, look at you.
I cannot.
Look, tilt your head down. Look at me. You were made for this. I could polish you so that you would shine. But here's the deal. Here's the thing I know about you, Clanky, from our time together, is you miss that connection. You miss the oneness that you felt with your family. You miss being a part of that note. And while you respect your own independence, you really want to know you're part of something bigger. And here's the thing about being a sword seller. Not only are you a part of something bigger, not only will you shine with the glory of the holy armor polish, you'll also have independence, financial independence at least, but also other types of independence you probably care about.
Can you enumerate the numbers of independences that Clanky will get?
Yeah, there's going to be financial independence, right? There's going to be independence from life. There's going to be independence from having to make certain decisions about your future.
But not this one. But not this decision in particular. Clanky is
not this. This one is kind. I mean,
is indentured to this particular decision.
This could be like the last time I have to make a really difficult.
If you make this decision, you'll never have to make this decision again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a type of independence. A declaration. There's a declaration of independence that you make at the ceremony where you're sworn. And this is the paperwork kind of gets everything moving. But there's a huge ceremony where you get to declare your independence also too. He lists like 20 other types of very bad loose independence also.
Can I ask for the giant comically large green crayon?
Yeah. I handed it over.
Beautiful. Can I sign someone else's name?
That's exactly what I was gonna do.
Look, I don't know. I don't speak. I don't read. Your people.
Yeah, no.
So yeah.
No, I'm gonna write in the language of the Graveburner Network, not legally binding, whatever the clumping of whatever looks like, and I'll just write that on the paperwork.
You've redlined this contract.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for everything you've got in front of you. And I turn to Franzenberger and I reach out for the sides of their head.
Exact same speech.
I actually lean in and nestle my little face in between your hands. It's just been a long time since I felt any human connection.
You know what? And here's the deal. Like I said, connections galore. Not only the connections of the sword sellers, but also
Listen. I already heard this spiel. You already gave it to Clanky. I'm on board, but I do have a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
If I sign up for this, I need you to guarantee me that I will get constant notifications of all the sword selling activity in my immediate neighborhood. Can you promise me that?
Oh, it's part of the basic I mean, if you didn't know that information, something would be wrong. You gotta know who else is selling swords, who they're selling swords to, who's in who's upline, who's in who's downline, who's moving side to side during a redistribution.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Mandatory hangouts.
Okay,
yeah.
There's gonna be a lot
of
administrative overhead.
Just pinging its ass off right now, also in the background too.
Great. I love that. Let me be very clear. And as you're holding my face, I'm gonna reach up and hold your face in turn, so you're looking me in the eyes. I go, I want the volume of communications coming from your particular establishment to be exceedingly large, insomuch that it might drive a normal person, nay, even an overachiever, into madness. Can you promise me this?
Look, those pigeons?
No looking. Yes or no? Can you do this for me?
I tilt both of our heads up. You see those pigeons up there? The ones that always constantly land on my shoulders?
Yeah.
Those are fucking messenger pigeons.
Okay.
They're dropping off missives 24/7. Like there are 4 of them up there waiting for us to finish this so that they can welcome you into the fold.
Can I step back so that the bird poop does not fall on me in this moment?
You got me, but you got me, kid. And I will take that form, and I am also going to sign it as not myself, but I am going to
Please
sign
sign
it.
it as Frankie.
No, I'm signing it as my jester rival, the one that has kind of stepped into the king's good favor since I made that one really bad joke. Let's name him Barfit.
I love you stressing over a name and then choosing Barfit because it's a
amazing.
perfect name.
It's very good. Barfit. And I'm gonna write it like in a perfect thing. And if there are any boxes to like opt in, checking every single one of them.
Sarah, quickly, I need you to make a sneaky roll. The difficulty
Yes.
is 14.
Okay. So I'm rolling a d20.
Yeah.
And I'm adding.
And you're adding your sneaky to it.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, bird shit's right on your head.
Oh, on my head? Okay. That's fine. I can take this.
While the bird shits on Fratzenberger's head, did they accidentally sign their own name? That's what I gotta know.
No. I'm
Professional.
I've had this is all working out for me, okay? What's a little bird shit amongst friends, am I right?
Everything's coming up Fratzenberger.
Everything's coming up Fratzenberger.
Yeah, so that all happens.
Yeah. What's going on with the guards while we have this like sales meeting on the floor?
Yeah, it looks like they are mostly guarding the normal entrances to this series of estates. You can see that there are a number of them that seem to be helping Duchess Anastasia Beaucamp over there switch the estates over to like the Verbansky colors and stuff. But they don't seem to have like caught you, but they are doing normal guardship.
Are there Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just have a question because they're like redecorating. Are there any like particular like motifs that are standing out? Like I'm specifically looking for like wings and shit to see if there's like some sort of tie to winged creatures in the rebrand.
No, I'll give you what the rebrand looks like though, because you are on a thing. There is. It looks like the old Beauchamp sigil was like a big sun that seems to have something being peeled away from it. And then the Verbansky one they're switching over to the Duchess's like original family. It seems like their sigil is like a box of coins. There's nothing to important there yet, is how I will phrase that for you.
Great, love it.
Are there, because while they have their little sales meeting,
Yeah, you have a minute to look around.
can I find, is there like any kind of way into the old estate?
Yeah, so the two estates are now connected.
Right. But like at like the manor house or
you
whatever.
could definitely, it would not be a very high difficulty sneak roll to get in there.
Can we how do we feel about trying to sneak into the old estate rather than the new estate?
Holy shit, Sarah, you're here. Oh, sorry, you looked like someone.
Sarah was here for a second.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's do some sneaky shit, bro.
Love it. All right, off we go.
Yeah, if we're trying to sneak in and avoid the guards, I'm just gonna say like difficulty 8 sneaky roll here. This is not very difficult.
I love that Kegan uses lower rolls than anybody else in this game.
I like to set low rolls on things that don't super matter, and then high rolls when they do.
I got a 15.
Yeah, Tony?
7.
Yeah, cool. That's the fun thing about setting the difficulty ahead of time, too. As you all are trying to sneak, I do feel like the deal here is Trip has a large bag full of swords that is making a lot of noise.
Somehow quieter than the robot.
Also, Trip is also practicing his opening sales spiel, and at a certain moment just gets really into it and like says it really loud, and it's like, yeah, nailed it.
Yeah. As you yelled nailed it, a guard suspiciously turns around and is like, "Oh, who goes there?"
Son of a bitch.
We
It is
no, go for it.
My good man, someone left the back door open. It's I. You've heard of me. Whip whip. The third, you can call me Trip, as everyone
do the
does.
face grabbing thing. Do the face grabbing thing.
Yeah, you got this, buddy. And I'm gonna turn to Clank and be like, out of all of us,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
we're
he's the
just
one that's gonna be able to hold him here for a minute. If we can just
Yeah.
rush in.
Yeah, 100%. You can tell this is
Yeah.
your opportunity to just fucking bail on
Yeah.
Trip.
Yeah, we're out of here.
I walk up to these guards and I immediately start commenting on the quality of their weapons and gear.
I'm gonna give you a thing because there's a thing you would notice when you come inside usually. All the backgrounds, I've said this before, all the backgrounds have things you notice at different points during this investigation. You notice the guards here are not using swords from your order, which is weird for like an inner city family. Like a lot of them are part of your order. Which means that the Beauchamps probably either own a smithy or they're using one of the heretical smithies that occasionally pop up in the outer city.
I couldn't help but notice that the adequate weaponry that you're holding isn't quite up to the standards of most guards in the city. I hope this doesn't reflect on your position here. You both seem to be incredibly capable at your job.
While you're giving them this speech, we're gonna hop inside.
That's fine. We don't,
Cool,
you don't want to just hear me do more sales spiel.
I'm so good on sales feels right now. Yeah, you all rush inside. You passed your sneaky check. You didn't get caught coming in here. And you're able to make it inside the old wing of this house. This looks like it is. We'll say it's probably the Duke's old side of the place.
Basement, ground floor, or upstairs? What do you think, Fratzenberger?
I don't
Well,
think.
maybe with
Go for it.
the tripping, maybe we just stay on the ground floor.
You know, well, I appreciate you thinking about me in my current state. I do think we should either head for like the attic, cause if I were a rich son of a bitch, I think that's where I'd keep all my secrety stuff. You know, just like hidden up and away. But I'm open to being wrong.
No, I think that makes good sense. Maybe they have a secret attic.
Yeah, my
And
thought is
start-
the basement wouldn't necessarily be a concern because then the secret tunnel could just connect to the secret basement and, you know,
Yeah.
work our way, go top down. I mean,
Okay.
he can talk for a real long time.
Can I hold out my arms and like Fratzenberger can like jump in
Oh hell yeah!
and we can go up the stairs that way?
Absolutely.
Cool.
You head up the stairs looking for the attic.
I'm just a baby.
Just a little guy.
I'm just a little guy.
Sorry, just saw Tony's question in the chat. Yeah, you all are able to head up to the attic. It looks like as you got up here, it looks like this used to be an office of some sort. It looks like it's been long abandoned at this point. And as you look around, you're able to find like you're like stepping through the house and you could feel like a board sort of like loose under your feet. But like pull it up and there seem to be like a number of notes here.
Are they written in the sexy language?
These are not written in the sexy
Oh, hell
language. Yeah, you can find that there's a hidden set of notes here from what seems to be Duke Beauchamp. And it seems to be him talking about seeing an angelic woman flying around
Sexy.
outside the city. He has a number of drawings of this woman. Like he is obsessively drawing this angel's face that he saw here. And as you go through like more of his notes, it just seemed to be he seems to have really hyper focused on this beautiful woman he saw.
That is most certainly not his wife and bears no resemblance to his wife, I'm assuming.
Yeah, about that, he does keep referring to it as his wife, but you all have seen Duchess Beauchamp. This is not her.
Okay.
Are there any like So like the Grave Burners Network, they
Mhm.
do like secrets and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I don't want to use my once per session because I don't want to ask too many weird questions. Um, has there been any word about the Shrike or the Angel like before the murders started happening?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I'll say it is not unusual for it's not unusual. It's not like super common, but it's not unheard of, maybe, to see one of the zombies outside of the city sort of mutate.
Okay.
Um, Wings have been among that mutation before. It seems pretty rare.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Clanky, what does it look like when you reconnect with the Grand Network?
I think it's a quiet sort of moment. You can see everything kind of shift and shut down, like kind of condense down, and then from the joints, there's like lighting up, kind of like a powering up kind of a thing.
Yeah. I'll give you a further thing here, because it's minor, and I'll say you got this while you were on the network. While you're like looking through history to see if like is this a thing we've seen before? You do get note that the Duke was married before he married Anastasia. It was so long ago that it's not something that was like in recent memory for anyone here.
Okay.
But like 20, 30 years ago, his wife went missing.
They lived here,
Yeah.
or did they live someplace else? Okay.
As we do that, we'll cut back over to Tony. I'll let you two chew on that for a minute. But Tony, the guards do not want to join your downline.
Oh,
They
shucks.
are dragging you, if you don't come with them, over to see the Duchess.
Oh, I mean, if they are taking me to see the Duchess, there's going to be zero. Like that's all I want.
Okay, cool.
I've been trying to land this family's business for years. So
You're dragging them.
yeah.
They're
They're
like, you're
yeah,
gonna
they're a
have to
little
see the
concerned
Duchess, and you're like,
halfway through.
great. They keep trying to be like, ah, it's the Duchess. She's gonna have you exiled. Okay. But they come over here to where the Duchess is out front here, sort of like directing the changing of flags and stuff out here. She's like, where did you come from?
Oh, well, it's not so much about where I've come from,
No,
so
it
much
is.
as where we can go
Together.
and really, it's about where you want to go in your life. You seem to be a woman who, while always strong and able to stand on her own, has recently come into a largeness of power that finally befits your station. You seem somebody like whose obstacles have just recently gotten out of your way and really ready to lay
You
stake and
think
lay claim.
I think the missing Duke was an obstacle? You think I'm seeing my husband's disappearance as maybe a good thing for me?
No, is that what you think?
No, that just seems to be what you were implying, though.
No, I meant the merger of your two houses
Mm.
and the ability to make choices on a larger scale, on a way that really benefits the proud legacy of both places, but under your clear guidance, under your non-distracted, non-faded remembrances of what's come past, and really looking with look. Here's the deal: your house's name that I, as a player, can't remember, but my character
Yeah.
obviously does.
Yeah, yeah. The Verbanskis.
Has often been known as really people who hold the purse strings of a lot of power in the kingdom, who understand the importance of a well-placed coin and, to be honest, a well-placed sword. I know that y'all have a great tendency, and I couldn't help but notice that your guards were equipped moderately well. But I mean, the reality is this: if they had been equipped properly, I wouldn't be here right now. I would be not on your property. I wouldn't be here having this conversation with you had they been properly equipped. And I just want to resolve that issue so it's not a distraction from what's to come next.
As you're saying this, something about what you're saying, she is sweating. And she's like, Officially, my family purchases swords through your order.
Oh, my lady, I'm not here to cause anyone trouble. I'm here to rectify any sort of confusion that there is about where swords are coming from, where swords are going to. I mean, it's not just about the official story, it's about making sure all the paperwork is in order.
Something you have said here, she's like, it would be a shame if the paperwork was not in order. I'm sorry, my husband must have forgotten to sign it. And she takes this from you and she signs this without looking. Whatever you have written on it.
Excellent, because this was the premium full household package.
Full send.
I was ready to I had like 3 backup forms ready to go that were lower versions. Top one is just like premium, top of the line household package.
Yeah, she's like, now that I'm in charge of the estate, we will stay within good standing with your order. That is a thing I am looking to change. And she's being very clear that this is a thing she is up to changing here.
And here's the deal. I want you to not just think of me as someone who came and visited one time and signed you up. I want you to think of me as a system of support for you, as somebody who can answer questions, help you navigate things. I mean, the importance of having somebody in your upline is really that they are somebody who you can know is going to stand with you thick or thin. And really, I mean, I'm super excited about. I know I'll just give her a closing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
As you're giving her this closing statement, she seems to have waved her guards off while you're talking to her. And she's like, if we're family, why don't you follow me in for a minute?
I think
Of course.
never seen again.
Cool. She's gonna take you into her house here. She'll sit you up in her foyer with her. And she's talking, and she's like, "Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand the fact that we weren't up is an issue from my husband and not me. But," and she like, it seems like she's looking around to make sure she is not being like listened to by anybody else here. And she's like, the Duke, when he still lived here, was a practitioner from a heretical religion. I don't know if you've heard of the Flayed Sons.
Would I have heard of the Flayed Sons?
Probably not. This is a very old religion that it like sort of predates the city in the sort of way it is. But she's able to tell you a little bit about him practicing this religion, and that is why they have not been ordering swords from you historically. This is professionally damning for her. The city officially worships at your church.
Yeah.
This would be like bad for her socially if this got out. She's trusting you with it. And she'll also tell you she discovered this herself a few years ago, shortly before her husband went missing, that he had been disappearing late into the night. And she hired an investigator, and she was able to find a series of unmarked tunnels in the darkness that he followed her through that seemed like they go to his old church.
Now, the Flayed Sons, as she's talking about it, is there anything about like, I don't know, like driving spikes through people? Are there any motifs that are popping up in the description of the?
There's no motifs that are popping up in this description that sound like they are related to the Shrike figure. They might be related to this angel figure. They're definitely related to the old symbol for this house, which was like a sun that looked like it had something being pulled away from it.
Yeah. My lady, I must ask one more question. As you know, I've followed your household and the Duke's household for a long time. Looking forward to this exact conversation to rectify the errors, clerically speaking, that had been entered into. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but was this his native worship, or was this the worship of his previous wife?
I believe this was the worship of his previous wife, but I do believe she converted him. This was something he had kept from me until I discovered it for myself.
It is hard when people keep things from you, especially those that you trust. I one of the things I love the most about our relationship is how direct and forthcoming we've both been with each other this entire time.
Perfect. Back up in the attic. What are we up to?
So he's fucking birds. So I mean, I don't know.
So we found all these letters.
Mm-hmm.
Can you are there any sort of common themes, or they're all from Victor to Secret Wife?
They're all from these seem to be like a bit of journaling from the Victor.
Okay.
Like it starts with like, oh, I was like in the garden doing gardening and I saw this like flying figure from a distance, and it seems to be him sort of devolving like, and at some point he starts calling this flying figure is the angel, and then it's his wife, and then it's the angel again, but like there seems to be like a bit of spiraling going on after you like sort of put them in like date order, where like he's growing more obsessed with this figure over time.
And then are there any drawings or anything? We said drawings of the angel.
Yeah, the angel he is describing is a two-winged creature, which we know from Tony having used an ability previously. The angel is a six-winged figure. The Shrike is a two-winged figure. Hey, players, this is a thing you would literally this is a thing you would usually discover later.
We got this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my current working theory is that, well, I thought he was going to be the Shrike and she was going to be the angel, but now I don't know anymore.
I think maybe he snuck away in the sexy tunnels to meet up with his hot bird wife. And
As you do.
As you do, and something just went real bad. And for whatever reason, bird wife, maybe he was keeping bird wife contained, and she got really mad, and now she's just kind of having an eat, pray, impale kind of moment. I don't know.
Do they talk in the journals or whatever? Does he talk about finding any like dead animals or anything like that after the angel is around?
No, but it does seem like she never quite made it to his estate. It seems like there's something about, and this is a great question, so I'm going to give it to you again. It seems like there's something about the nature of the bubble that protects the inner city that kept his wife from coming here.
Isn't that like the point of the bubble keeps the zombies out or something? Okay.
The bubble keeps the mutations away for the most part. You think it would also keep the zombies away. Zombies have never broken into the city to discover this for sure. It does seem likely now.
Funny, weird question. Sorry, last one. There's a direct tunnel or series of tunnels that leads from the like special secret area that we're currently in all the way outside the city.
Yeah.
To the farms?
To the farms. I mean, you all don't know this, but Tony's character knows this, so like everyone knows this. It looks like he had a secret tunnel that specifically went to his old church as well.
Right. That seems bad if zombies were to ever break into the farms on the outside of the city.
That does seem bad.
Cool.
Secret tunnel.
Sexy writing. Sexy tunnels.
Yeah.
So here's what I think we should do. Because I, for sure, the fact that we haven't heard any screaming is a good sign. Maybe we kind of sleuth around, make a quick dip into the basement, see what else we can find, and then GTFO.
Yeah. What? GTFO. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leet speak exist in this universe. Canon.
Get the Fratzenberger out, yeah.
I'm going to give you this quick. There's nothing else super interesting in this house. You will have discovered the things to discover here.
I do want to point out that Fratzenberger is just like cuddled up like a little bun, like in Clancy's arms, so it's just kind of like wrapped his arm around, very leisurely. Go over there.
Lounging.
Yeah.
Very lounging. Okay,
very demanding of like where we look.
Cool. I love that. Doesn't know. Look like I don't know how to extricate myself from this situation, much like I didn't know how to extricate myself from the please sign this to join my not cult family.
I mean, if it's helpful, I think after a while I just mention, oh, if you find my two associates.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can either meet back outside the building
I have
or
I have two sales trainees who lost their way. If
Right.
you find them on the property.
Is the house that we're in is the Duke's house like a mirror image of the other house?
the Duchess's house. Yes, because it's funny.
Okay.
No,
Cool.
in any way that matters.
Okay.
As we kind of reunite, I'm gonna suggest that we take a short break. Just
Yeah,
because
this
this
is a great
feels
time
like
for
a
it.
good time. And we will be back. So everybody go drink some water, have some snacks, tell your friends you care about them, and we'll be right back.
Gross.
Ew.
Change some laundry over.
Feelings.
Right?
Cool. We're tearing through this. This is great.
we're here again. Hello, we're back.
Woo, we're back.
We're
Hooray.
solving mysteries and taking no shit.
Yeah.
Except me, I did get shit on earlier.
You literally did take shit, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Kegan, whisk us away into fantasy.
Whisk us away. You've been shit on. Yeah, you all have met back up. The guards did find you sneaking around the house, and they brought you down to the Duchess and your friend here, who's not in as much trouble as you imagined.
Pleasant surprise.
Sorry?
The pleasant surprise.
Yeah, pleasant surprise that he's not been executed.
I'm lounging with a cool drink as we finalize all the paperwork.
If you look down at Bratzenberger, he is being like, you can just see the inner turmoil of him seeing the Duchess and like, am I gonna?
Don't make a joke about her husband being a slut. Don't make a joke about her husband being a slut.
And he's very distracted by that.
I think I'll notice and like pat Fratzenberger on the head, like they're there, be comforted, but in a very like machine way.
And I'm gonna, as just a thank you for that, I'm gonna cast bless on the last two people whose names were assigned on the documents for things. So the Duchess is gonna get a +2 to her next roll.
Hell yeah.
And also, what's the name of the person whose name is actually at the bottom, Sarah?
Shit.
Barfit.
Perfect. Yeah.
Barfit's gonna get a +2 to their next roll also too.
Incredible. Thank you so much for this gift.
Sarah, I'd love to see a cutaway scene at some point in time.
Man alive. I freaking hate that guy, bro.
I'm gonna note Barfit cutaway scene because I have a perfect spot for it. Yeah. You all are able to meet back up, exchange information here. Notably, do you talk to Trip about the notes you've discovered in front of the Duchess, or do you wait till she is gone?
God.
What do you think, Clanky?
I mean, I don't know. I think Clanky probably wouldn't because of the like we keep secrets in the Grave Burner network, but Fratzenberger's gonna go for the joke.
But he's trying really hard not to. Like, he's trying so hard not to. So I feel like this is one of those situations where it would be very easy to keep Bratzenberger from doing the thing. And so I think, like, if Trip asks, like, you know, so what did you guys learn? You just hear like a
Are you okay?
My friend needs a rest. And I'll like hold out my arms again. I'll be like and like try and get Fratzenberger to just jump up in the arms.
100% just does it and kind of like lays his head on your shoulder like inconsolable and whispers in your it's a really good joke. It's so good. Can I tell it to you? We don't have to tell it to her, but can I tell it to you, please? Please.
You could tell, let's wait till we're outside. You could tell it to the next guard we see.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. If there's nothing else to do here, then
There's not here, but Sarah, I do want to make a request. Can we just get that last bite whenever you're done with the glasses on?
I'll do my best. It like the mustache sits literally right.
I
here.
know. I tried, but I just if you can try, you don't have to, but if you try, we'll all be better for it.
Okay, we can do this. But this
A little
can
bit
be
of joy
accomplished.
for our world.
hell yeah. If we are done at the Beauchamp residence, though, what are we getting up to next?
Okay, so we're in the inner city. We compare notes later on. I love some paperwork. I go through the paperwork. We all get caught up to date.
Can we go sightseeing?
Do what?
That's more of a Fratzenberger thing, I think. Try to go sightseeing. where is the church? In the inner city, outside city,
It
out
is
in
The
the
church
outside
is
the
wilderness?
city
out
through
near
some
the
tunnels.
farms, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to
Um,
think if there's anything inner city that we would want to do. Do we know of? Because I mean, his disappearance was big enough that everybody kind of like knew. Was there any rumors at the time of like perhaps a rival or anything, or perhaps like we knew that he was sleeping around? Were there other like identified people in the inner city that we would want to follow up with? I think the wife and the letters have kind of told us what we want, but
Is there Nope, I lost it. Never mind.
Yeah, no worries.
or maybe like the Duke's best friend, because he's practicing this old religion, which
Mhm.
to me implies that maybe other people are practicing it. Especially if there's like a whole network of secret tunnels that like lead to this church. That would
Well,
be crazy for it to be like for
I
a
mean,
guy.
yeah, my thought is if his wife converted him, his best friend may not know, but who was it? What do we know about his wife? Is there anything we know about his wife from before?
About his
Which-
ex-wife?
Yeah.
Not without looking for it. What you know, she died a very long time ago. We're talking like 20, 30 years.
Right.
Okay, I have it back now. Did the GM? We all remember this because we were there.
Yeah, I got you.
clearly, but for the stream, thank you,
Yeah.
stream. Did she ever like use like the past tense to talk about her husband?
Did she ever? So the husband disappeared more than a year ago. So it does seem like she has moved to using past tense. It does not seem that strange that that is the case, though.
It also she's done a lot of he's missing, not he's
Yeah,
dead.
like I'm just wondering, like, did we get the sense? Okay, I'll be blunt with it. Did we get the sense that she's still in contact with her husband?
You do not get the sense she's still in contact with her husband. You get the sense that she waited a very long time after his disappearance to like re-up his church. She seems to like the assumption in the city is probably that he's dead. Like people don't just rich people like him don't just go missing.
Right.
I mean, what we really should do in the city, for sure, is that we got to go file this paperwork. Like I got three new members of my downline today, one premium package, two basic packages. Not a bad day. We gotta
You got
Four?
four
four. That's
because
right.
you got
I
got
only- I didn't-
Pagliacci.
I mean, if I got him, that's great. I didn't say we signed him up. I thought he was doing a one-off purchase.
He was
but,
probably just doing a one-off. I'll give
yeah,
you three people in your downline.
yeah, he didn't. I mean, a single, one-off. It's no recurring revenue, but it pays, the bills for that. It's great. You get them a little taste, they come back for more. Yeah. So and three people in my downline, one whole household, not a bad day. You got to get the paperwork in.
A big household too.
Big household. Been trying to land him for a long time. Apparently, some paperwork irregularities. So, that's a thing too.
What's the paperwork irregularity among friends, really?
Yeah.
Barb, it's my middle name.
I'm sorry. What?
Sorry. Sarah thinks that joke is funnier than it actually is. As you bring up paper irregularities. And but I've just been so focused on not making this like horrible joke. And so like it's almost just like the anxiety is too much. So as you're talking about it, Fratzenberger's just been dead silence, but as you bring up the irregular, he just screams, "Barfin is my middle name." And I don't know why that's really funny to me, but Ugh.
We've almost lost her as hard as Fedora Cumgutter's lost her.
I understand like I'm tracking with you. It was so far from being on my mind. And I think that's just diegetic bullying also too.
Mhm.
Like you say that and I go, "Oh, you used your full name. Always appreciate it." So when we're at the ever-burning church,
Yeah.
turning in the paperwork,
I will say, as we approach the ever-burning church, because we have not described what this place looks like, so you can catch the ever-burning church from about anywhere in the city on account of it being a massive wooden church that is always on fire. And it smells like it's always on fire. But yeah, like a big old wooden church. You can hear the roar of fire as you get by, as well as the banging of blacksmith forges.
Love it. Great place to turn paperwork in.
Yeah.
I enjoy a nice quiet office environment myself.
I do gotta imagine that the paperwork department literally is someone taking the paperwork, tossing it on a giant burning inbox.
How dare you beat me to this exact joke?
as it poofs up in an offertory. And
God,
so,
Uncle Lapis the Gunch takes your paperwork from you. Like, oh wow, 3 people in your downline.
It seems that there may be some irregularities with one of them. Do we know who was the direct upline, the signer for the Duke of the Beauchamp household? Because apparently they've been buying illicit weapons.
I see the flame, like the inbox or like the situation, and I'm like, their filing system's gonna be a mess, like internally.
Yeah. He sort of nods his head and he's like, Uncle Lapis nods his head and he's like, I've sold them swords. Were they not using them?
They were not. And it seems that the Duke was part of and I recount like the
whole story here.
Yeah.
He is not happy about this. You see, he like reaches into the flame behind him, pulls out some paperwork, completely untouched. And you see he's taking notes. He's like, we will make sure that this isn't a problem in the future, but I am glad you've brought them back into the family.
Yes, of course. Have you ever heard of this flayed son?
It's an old name, but one I've heard of for sure.
Apparently they want to heal the sun from the sky, maybe?
Oh God, what have I written about the Flayed Church? Not much is known about like their actual religious practices. You do know the Church of the Flayed Sun are long enemies of the Rot Priest, which are the other like big religious order in the city. The Rot Priest are like the outer city religious order. The Church of the Flayed Sun did practice like ritualized self-embalming, among other things. The Rot Church did not believe in embalming. It is largely the reason the Flayed Sun worshippers like have never really made like a head in the city.
Question, historically speaking,
Mhm.
Are the like Church of Rot, Holy Sword Sellers, Flayed
Sun,
all like equally represented amongst the other cities before the fantasy nukes, or like we're like the local branch chapter, and that's why the Holy Soul Sellers are really great here?
Yeah, it looks like early on, even in this city, the Flayed Sun probably held some actual ground. For whatever reason, a number of tragedies befell them. Sort of like after the nukes went off here. And then between the Order of the Flayed Sun, or between the Rot Priests sort of keeping the outer city and the Sword Sellers in the inner city, they've just never managed to really hold on to anything here. And it looks like at some point the king just like declared their religion like heretical, and they were largely chased out of the city then. You get the feeling that was like probably as a favor to someone.
Like it wasn't that they necessarily did anything more wrong than any other religion is doing.
Yeah.
But someone wanted them gone.
Yeah, they were for various reasons. They were very at odds in beliefs with the Children of Rot.
Cool. So y'all want to go fuck up some flayed sons?
Well, it sounds like the Duke was fucking him already, so I don't know if there's any left to have. But I guess he's been missing for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we're gonna head out. We're gonna go the other way in the secret passage, I guess. Is that?
Yeah, there's like a number of you all went through the interesting nobility tunnel when you found it. There are other tunnels
Okay.
that lead from the darkness. And the Duchess was able to like note for you where it was. She has like a little map of the different turns to make through the passages and whatnot.
Gotcha.
So as you all head back to the dark, as you get to the tunnel, she noted for you all there are like a few guards standing outside of it that look like they are probably like normal Lickman guards. They're probably like just folks who live here in the darkness.
We got this.
They're like, who sent you?
Your mom.
Ratzenberger.
Who sent us?
My mother sent you?
Yeah,
Shake the paper,
yeah.
click the
Why
pen.
haven't you called her? She's really upset. She misses you, man. You can't just ghost your mom like that.
I had dinner with her last night.
That is not what
Moms?
she told me. She seemed really upset. Are you sure that's your real mom?
Put my hand on one of the guard's shoulder and be like, "Moms can be like that sometimes."
Thank you.
You know what the great thing about family is?
Oh God.
They want
In character.
Never having to be alone.
They want to support your dreams. I mean, you look like somebody who had a dream once.
Are none of you going to stop him? No, he's gonna. Okay, yeah.
I
mean, I still have a dream. Go on.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'd love to hear about it. Tell me about your dream.
My dream right now is to be out of this conversation.
Excellent, great news. I've got a speed ramp turn off that gets you out of this conversation as easy as you got into it. That's the great thing about being a sword seller. You can get into and out of conversations with people all day long. All I'm going to need you to do is sign up right here for this basic package.
I'm not signing up for this package.
I want to use this moment to like try and just walk through the two guards.
Yeah, they step aside and let you through. As you
Like,
go,
get like 3 stops and then like, wait, that was too easy. What's going on?
the guard who's not stuck in conversation now is like, I wouldn't if I were you.
What? Why not?
We sent. So, have you heard what we've seen in these tunnels?
What's it?
What did you say?
2 wings or 6 wings?
That.
Both. He does look impressed, you know, this information.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, no, the king sent us down here. We're totally looking for goofs. I mean, looking for clues.
The king bothered sending someone to us?
Well, I mean,
Ta-da!
in a roundabout sort of way, short, like you weren't in the debriefing. If you had been, I would have had a lot more material to work with, but it's been kind of a bust so far, but, you know.
Look, if you want to get closer to the king, if you want the king to care about you, let me let you know something. I can get you directly into
Oh my God,
king's
just go down the
downline.
tunnel.
the king's downline. I know for a fact.
Just go down the tunnel.
That
I don't want to have
he's
this
looking for one.
conversation.
No, how many guys did you send this way, anyways?
So we sent 2 people down to investigate this tunnel the other day. So something bright and bewinged
Uh-huh.
had been heading up and down this tunnel.
Were
And
there
we sent-
screams or broken windows?
There was a loud shrieking.
Okay.
There was some booming as well.
Okay.
And we'd heard that, and there were bright lights in the tunnel, and we sent some explorers to go investigate the lights, and they didn't come back.
Oh, I was gonna say they came back okay, but it sounds like no. And now you're just here to make sure other people don't get got, or
We're here to make sure other things don't get got, as we don't want people to use this tunnel unprepared, but we also, whatever lives there is seemingly a danger to us.
I
Is it
mean,
new?
Is it me?
Is it new? Has it been here before or for a long time?
No, we've only started to hear of it recently, and I'm afraid we did find the adventurers who we had sent here previously. Did you
oh,
did you see the alley with the dead in it?
yeah. Were
Yeah.
these ones impaled and scritchy scratched up too?
That is not how I would phrase it.
But
I
is she
mean,
wrong?
but
Or is
am I wrong?
Fratzenberger wrong?
Listen, I'm just trying to cut to the
They
chase.
were among the dead.
Right, but did they have some scritchy scratchies? This is important to me.
Look, I already offered you a way out of this conversation if you want it.
I feel like, by the way, I realized during the break, I think the pen you have is like just dagger shaped and you like push it on the hilt and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like at
I
the
love
bottom.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
Incredible.
And it's red ink too. Like it's very
This is very intense.
I think at one point Fratzenberger for sure stood behind Trip and tried to emulate the same kind of intimidation, but with the giant green crayon, and it did not. It did not land.
Yeah.
Similar crime scenes is what I'm gathering.
Similar crime scenes.
Okay, I mean you could have just said so.
Has anyone told you before you're grading?
Grading? No, but your mom did say it was pretty smooth in them sheets. No? Okay. Anyway.
You see, he reaches a hand towards the blade on his hip.
Whoa. Listen, I think
What
there's
did you say about my
Oh.
mother?
just that there's been enough stabbing in the last 24 hours by my part. I don't think you need to get involved.
You see these
No,
two
no,
are-
no, 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 no. Once per session, I may declare Jester's privilege.
Kegan was sucking that out of you right now, so you couldn't use it at a better point. I was watching that happen.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, she will stop before I do. This is going to be a game of verbal chicken here.
To be fair, I just don't want us to spend combat with these guys. I want to do my Jester's privilege here.
Yeah. Read it for me.
I may declare Jester's privilege to tell a joke, do a little dance, put it on a ridiculous voice, and ignore the consequences of a thing I said or did.
Okay, do me a little dance.
I think it's just, like, and he says that last line and then he goes, ooh.
I was really hoping this is when you were going to eat the last bite of your sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. We're going to try. This is going to go poorly.
This is going to be
Losing
great radio.
The chewing the best part.
It did bounce. This is incredible. He clicks his sword back at it. He's like, "You're funny, Fratzenberg.
Yeah, it's all jokes.
You're a funny man."
I appreciate you noticing. You've got good taste, kid. Anyways, we're gonna go do this thing now. Fist bump?
He gives you a fist bump.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna leave him a pamphlet. We'll talk about it on the way out.
Because you'll definitely make it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why wouldn't we?
I hope, Fratzenberg, you make it out.
Yeah, I think we've really bonded here, kiddo.
Like you bonded with his.
Wait.
And then
He looks towards you. We're heading down the tunnel. Yeah. The path she gave you. It is a lot of walking.
Man,
It
this is a lot of
is-
walking.
It is a few hours of journeying through these twisting tunnels. But eventually you make it a long way. You're outside of the city. And from a distance you can sort of see the light starting to come in. Signaling you're at the end of the tunnel.
did
Wow.
anything weird happen while we were on our way?
Nope, it's just a very long tunnel. There were a lot of
I've heard-
twists, a lot of turns.
But they
Lot
couldn't
of-
have heard screams from all the way at the end of the tunnel, at the outside of the tunnel, right? The people just disappeared, yeah?
Unclear. They said that they found the bodies later. So
Okay.
They didn't really say where.
Okay.
Yeah. As you head out, though, you enter this dilapidated church. You can see a number of still glowing sigils of a sun in two tones, white and red. The altar is stained with old blood, and as you come in, you feel like there are eyes on you. And I'm gonna give you a few things you will notice immediately. Clanky. You recognize the symbology here. This is the Church of the Flayed Sun.
We found it.
Congrats. You know the stuff about the Duchess, and as you're sort of like actually seeing the stuff here, you remember you like briefly reconnect the network here, and you do get a bit. The Duchess was one of the final priestesses in the order, as far as you all could tell. And
This is
that-
OG Duchess.
yeah, the OG Duchess. And her disappearance seems to have been the final nail in the coffin, as it were, to her order. You did not know Duke Beauchamp was also in the Flayed Sun. It would have been valuable until a number of years back. Less useful now that he's missing, but you know. Fratzenberger, as you come out, you do think it is a little funny that they think the sun was flayed, right? Like, you really have to have skin to be flayed. And you take out your big notebook and your big green crayon, and you go to note down the joke for the king later, only realizing now that you have no paper on you. And you're like, there's definitely paper at this altar, and you head over to this bloody altar on the hunt for paper, and you find a series of notes from the Duke.
Amazing.
And then there is a where are we? Trip, you catch there's a slight buzz in the air. And as you look around, you see the organ in the back corner of this church seems to have one point been awoken. And you know there's probably a way to reawaken her, but you wouldn't know offhand how to do it.
And this is like an awakened machine, correct?
Yeah, this awakened machine awakened.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't know offhand how to reawaken her. And you do sort of question if reawakening a giant organ is a good call, knowing you couldn't bring it back through the tunnels with you.
Yeah.
In like an abandoned church. That seems a little mean.
Yeah. Fratzenberger, as you look for this empty sheet of paper, you find a big series of notes. A few of these are things you already know. You catch that the Duke is obsessed with an angelic figure, and you start seeing that he is calling her the Shrike. It seems like he was following her night after night, frequently braving the like the area outside of the city just to catch sights of her. Like leaving the church even to do as much. You see in these notes, he believed the Shrike was his wife or something with the spirit of his wife, and he notes multiple times he tried to lure or attract her. You see he has a series of magical runes here that he had drawn, and he has them pretty detailed in his notes. You think you could probably recreate this lure. You see as these notes go forward, and he's like lured his wife in and met her a few times. She is not communicating with him anyway. Like there does not seem to be like she had any intelligence here. And he started to seem stressed throughout these notes that he could not keep up with her. It seems like the Shrike was extremely fast. And he has a very complicated series of spells that seem to involve reshaping himself to become more like her. Hoping he will be able to keep up with her and catch her attention finally. And then you see in the final bit of his notes here, you see he talks about the recent hunting habits of his wife and the way she impales her victims, incapable of catching her and unwilling to do any harm to her. He finds it his duty to end the suffering of her prey.
Yeah.
He does not seem particularly worried when he notes that she has gotten hungrier as time has gone on, and he never seems to note that her body count has racked up.
Quick, as I'm establishing this context, is it fair to say that maybe he wasn't actually like a womanizer, but that just he went missing at night and like maybe rumors he was looking for a woman?
and that got spiraled out of hand. Like truly, his character was admirable. He was just a crazy person.
As soon as y'all found those notes, I was like, oh, this guy wasn't fucking around.
Oh, no.
at all.
No, yeah, you get that feeling. I'll give you that. Yeah,
Okay.
it seems like the thing that happened is this is a rich old man who
Going
became
out,
obsessed
yeah.
with an angelic figure he saw at a distance and was like, I think that's my wife. I'll
Yeah.
do
Gotta hit
anything
that.
for her.
Yeah.
He got manic pixie dream girled by a mutant zombie.
Yeah. Hey, guys! I found some more delirious smut materials over here. Sounds like this guy was really getting after it, if you know what I mean. But I also think that maybe he's the one with the extra wings.
What was his reputation before disappearing? Like, was he a nice guy? As nice as nobles are, or
He's as nice as nobles were, which is to say he was not a great guy. He was an inner city noble in a city where the poor are piled outside to deal with, poisoned air, and he lived in this giant estate with just his wife.
And their guards.
And their special swords. But also, there's a spell here that we could potentially lure the Shrike in. Maybe light some candles, put some rose petals down, start playing some Fleetwood Mac, but only the sexy stuff. Maybe we can get them brought in here, and I imagine that the angel would follow. It sounds like that's kind of his gig.
yeah. Do you feel like we could capture the Shrike?
I mean,
Is
I
that
don't
what we
think
were
that's
trying
the
to-
funniest solution here, but at this point, I'm kind of thinking that maybe this is just a punishment, not
Yeah,
actually.
you get the feeling this lure would both lure her and incapacitate her for a short bit, and not in the
Yeah.
she is incapable of acting, but she would be moving slower.
Right.
She sounds like she's real fast, so we'd get her close and we'd get her slower, and we could go from there.
Can we does it say like we have to do the ritual in a certain place?
No, you could do it seemingly anywhere outside of the inner city. I will note the church might be a good spot to do it only because there is nobody else around here that you would have to worry about like
Getting got.
getting got as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be like, I don't know, a union lodge full of people who might want to also help with taking action on this.
So I actually have a question about that. Under the jester, I've got like the 2 little starry stars. What are a number of psycho?
Yeah, the
Sidemen?
Psychocyben are one of the factions in the game. We haven't done much faction stuff just because
Yeah,
we're doing a
yeah.
one shot, but they're a faction. They are known for taking a series of drugs that seem to let them see the future.
They do owe me a favor. According
That,
to my thing.
Yeah, in the
I-
past, they have turned to you for help, needing a jester specifically to make a mockery of an improper future and force it away. And they are eagerly waiting for you to return.
Yeah. So like, I got a crew.
Do you mention the Psychocyben by name?
I don't think yet. I think I give
Okay.
the era of like,
Yeah, I got a crew.
some very
I-
forward-thinking individuals.
Because just that's the reason that I'm not connected to the network anymore. So I don't know that I'm mad about it not being in the network. So like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm just like in the corner, like, like taking care of notifications. And I'm gonna use my other second charge of divination. Hey, I'm in this real weird spot right now. Could really use some help. Never really dealt with a sales obstacle like this before. Anyone know how to awaken a machine that was once awakened so you can get it to sign up for the machine package? Would really help.
Absolutely. Great use here. Yeah, they're able to they're like, 1 second, let us get back to you. And it takes a few minutes and you get a ping on your what were we calling this? Whatever we're calling your
The
phone.
the polished,
The polished bronze?
the polished plate, the polished plate.
Plate.
Polished plate. There we go. Yeah, you get a ping on your polished plate that is just a magical symbol that you could draw that would seem to awaken a thing.
Cool. Thanks.
Are we going?
Thanks,
away from
Gunch.
here?
You're
Oh,
welcome.
Gunch.
Keep this line clear. No. There are too many messages as it is. Another bird lands on your shoulder.
That's
I
great.
was gonna say, has Fratzenberger started receiving like hovering birds or something like that?
Yeah, I think as you came out of the tunnel, a number of them came in.
I mean, Fratzenberger would at this point in time. It would be Blitz.
Oh,
Barfit.
right.
Barfit.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
You're
I
not.
thought Barfit was Fratzenberger's middle name.
No, that
That's
was a
what
lie.
they said.
Oh.
Because I was talking about irregular paperwork, they were worried I was talking about them. And so that was why Sarah losing it was so funny, because
Yeah.
I was literally like not even thinking about y'all's irregular paperwork. 'cause
Yeah,
players
we
have
actually
been-
do see, while we're thinking about what's going on, Barfit, another clown who looks like you but in reverse.
Mhm.
It's your negative copy.
Mhm.
So
Standing,
Charlie Chaplin mustache and
They only wear Velcro shoes.
yeah. And we see them sort of standing in the park, and they just sort of look up, and there's just a cloud of birds overhead. And we see them pull out like a number of their like juggling implements. They don't juggle anything fun like knives. They have like bowling pins, and they're just flinging them at the sky. They are blessed. One of the one of these implements goes flying and just hits a number of birds.
Do they land like set up as if you would go bowling, or do they land individually one by one on Barfit's head?
Oh, that's a great question.
I've got a
Yes.
pitch. I'm gonna pitch that they all start to fall out of the sky and Barfa Blitz
Barfit.
Barfit.
just pops up an umbrella.
Oh, that's hot.
And then as seen from above, the umbrella is one eye and a giant smiley face that all the birds hit the ground in.
Cool. Beautiful.
Yeah, perfect. No
Perfect.
notes. Glad we got the Barfit scene. We cut back into the church.
I'm gonna smear some blood on this machine.
I will say, as you go past this pool of blood and like go to get some to smear on the machine, you see there is just a single huge piece of skin. Like somebody just sloughed all of their skin right off.
Oh.
Is
just in the middle of the.
Is it Duke shaped?
Is it Duke?
If you pick it up and look at it, yeah, it's
Stretch it.
absolutely Duke shaped.
Oh no.
This feels like a Fratzenberg thing, I'll say. You probably pointed out, and Fratzenberg's like,
Oh, he got scared out of his skin. This is hilarious.
yeah, that's his face.
Man alive.
Yeah, thinking about his notes, he probably flayed himself as a part of the spell that changed him into whatever he is now. There are large feathers in this pool of blood. You all know he's the angel. I'm not surprising anybody now.
What?
That being said, you get some of this blood, you smear it over on the organ, and in a ton of extremely loud simultaneous voices, like one coming from each pipe of this organ.
Oh.
Like,
Oh boy.
hello.
You thought Fratzenberger was grading. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, I love this guy.
This is the best choice I've ever made in a game. Tell us your story, oh Oregon. I'm y'all are welcome to cast whatever
Hey, so
lore
did
you
you
want
see?
to while I'm
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna step. Hey, so did you see this guy shed his meat suit or what?
I've been sleeping for 100 years.
And while it's talking, can I push some like keys on the
Please
organ
don't
just
press
to-
that.
Whoa, whoa!
That's my face.
Oh.
Would you just walk up and grab someone's face as a bit?
That seems rude.
Who would do such a thing?
Yeah, she's Yeah. Sorry. What were you asking her specifically? I've gotten lost in singing as the
so
organ.
did you see this guy just like ditch his birthday suit or not?
Yes.
Was he by
He, like-
himself?
Yes.
Did he
Did he
turn into a
sneeze?
gross six-winged? I should say gross. That feels derogatory. Did he turn into something that was not himself with 6 wings, perhaps?
He ascended.
Oh hell yeah!
I
You
don't
got
know how
some-
long I can keep this up. I have neighbors.
You got some good range there, Morgan. I'm impressed. I mean that's pretty much. Actually, has he been back here since?
A few times, yes. He sleeps here.
Ah.
I
Upside
want-
down or
Right side up, but on the ground.
Just so you know, we are about to lure the other creature here, not the guy who did
His wife.
sure,
For
possibly.
tax purposes.
sure.
I know that organs typically are kind of structurally attached to buildings.
Yes.
And so you're kind of in it with us one way or the other.
Yes.
And as I say this, I realize that you might be in peril. And I think really the best thing we can do to prevent that is to make sure that you're properly equipped to deal with what's coming.
I have equipment. And
I-
you see, she flips a floorboard up that seems to be connected to a pipe running underground from her. She hits a note, it opens up, and there is a shiny sword inside of it. I will wield this. Put it
Great.
on my face.
If we took a piece of you and brought you someplace else, slowly over time, would we move you?
That's some real Shipathesia's thinking there.
If
Craig.
I
That's
cut
kind
you
of-
into pieces and moved you around, would you live?
GM, would I?
No.
Oh. I'm a robot. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. You would know. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure you were forewarned and forearmed. Also, here's the deal. It's great to have one weapon. You know what's even better? Having more. I'm just gonna leave this paperwork here. We can talk about it afterwards.
Thank you.
Can I
Put
lean
the
over
sword
to
on my face.
I want to lean over to Fratzenberger and be like, is that one of the heretic swords?
I am made my way over to the sword because the organ has asked us to put the sword on their face. So I am giggling because there's a joke I'm telling myself. As I go pick up the sword. Is
Yeah,
it a heretic sword?
It is not a sword of the order. So yes, it is a heretic sword.
I mean, that tracks. We're in this church, whatever. I'm gonna do my
As
best.
you pick this
Oh, go for
sword
it.
up real fast,
Uh-huh.
it does seem like it is like lightly playing organ music.
Oh,
It's a
this
fu-
is very good.
You
Are
recognize the song?
you attached to the sword in an emotional sense?
No, it's just a sword.
Okay. What if I traded you?
The
Big green
wobble
crayon
of
in their
the-
face.
Beautiful.
Put a weapon on my face.
Um. I'm gonna pull out like
Mhm.
a letter opener
Mhm.
that looks vaguely like a dagger.
Yeah.
And place it on.
Jam it between my teeth softly.
Wow.
Listen. I just need. Ratzenberger's gonna turn and look at you, and he's sweating a little bit. He's like, I just need you all to know that there's a lot of jokes here, but I'm not making them because I respect you. Okay, all right.
I walk up and I go, Fratzenberger, and I grab the letter opener out of your hand, and I go, you got to make sure it's got a good edge on it. And I use one of my buy two get one free sacred whetstones to sharpen the edge of this letter opener
Thank you. It is
before I
very sharp.
jam it into their teeth.
Thank you. As you look at this organ, you're not positive she could use this weapon to help you in any meaningful
Oh,
way.
no, she's
fine.
an organ. It's fine.
I just want to be very clear. She is an organ. She is
Yeah,
not
we
helping
got
you in
this.
this combat.
Yeah,
She's
we got
very down to help you in this combat.
She's
Yeah.
built like a brick house, and she's doing her best, and that's what I appreciate about her.
I feel like
Um,
there's a pun. There's a piano-based pun somewhere in here.
I'm an organ.
So are we summoning friends and allies, or are we just doing the thing?
So I would like to think so because of the nature it sounds like of these
Yeah.
psycho Cybin, I would like to think that they already know like this is when I would call in my favor, so I don't have to actually ask for them to show up. They just kind of like
Yeah, as you're thinking about that, you turn around and there's just 4 robed figures standing on the, like, at the entrance of the tunnel as if they've been waiting for you to turn around and look at them.
oh hey,
Hello.
that's really good timing.
All of them speak in unison.
Oh, what's up, dogs?
I think Clanky freezes and like it's just a moment of like thinking about what happened and why. But I think he then goes over and tries to awkwardly hug all of them at once.
They all awkwardly hug you back.
Uh,
Oh,
And unless somebody casts the lure spell soon, you're just gonna hear the click of a pen behind you as I break it.
Right.
I'm
Pretty
gonna
poor
put
dear
my
friend.
hand out. I'll put my hand out to you and be like, "Hey, man. So they actually count as a single entity. And if we try to get this deal right now, we will die here because they will have to try it by committee. It's just it'll take. I'm not saying we can't, but maybe for just this once, let's let the tension simmer a little bit. You know?
They reach into, simultaneously, they reach into a robe pocket, and they each pull out a filled out contract and hand it to you.
Oh shit! Color me stupid. What the fuck do I know?
We didn't want to die here.
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, shit.
And you see, they reach into the robes and they each have a sword from your order. It looks like they already filed all your paperwork for you. This is a triplicate copy.
Well, man, what great customers. It's
All right.
days like today. It's days like today that make being a sword seller really just sing.
This does count as one sale.
You can never sell to the Psycho Cybin again because you've already done it.
That's fine. That's fine.
They'll just hand you the same fucking paperwork.
I'm the one who landed the Psycho Cybin. Like, that's
Wait.
fine.
Is the form actually filled out like legibly and correctly?
You know this question because you have played with me in the Psycho Cybin before.
Cool. We'll
In
leave
this
that to
case,
later.
yes, it is filled out correctly.
Cool. Love that.
Okay,
Uh,
so should we do this thing?
Yeah, let's do this.
You
thing.
guys got any more buddies?
Just the 4 of us.
Well, sorry, yes, this is great and is actually like very equivalent to the favor that I provided you. I have 0 complaints. I mostly meant these 2 guys. I'm gonna turn around. Do y'all got anything you want to do?
No.
No.
All right, great. And I'm gonna take my big green crayon and I'm gonna start drawing those runes on the floor.
Yeah, I think as you're starting to draw the runes, they're coming around you and placing little crayons, or not little crayons, little candles
Amazing.
around in the correct spots. I do
Amazing.
need you to make me a, let's call this a mystical roll. Let me look at the
Yes.
difficulty on this is. The difficulty is going to be 17 on this.
Wow.
Woof. Okay.
I told you I was going to make the rolls big when it actually mattered for anything.
That is a 15 plus 2. Holy shit.
Damn. Yeah, you
By the skin of my
Against-
teeth.
against all odds. The green the green crayon starts like glowing as you finish it up.
Can I add some flavor text that the little sword that sounds like it's playing organ music starts playing like Enya, and it's this very like.
I will not
soft-
because that sword has another use and you're about to
Dang
find out what it
it.
is.
Okay, fine.
And the 4 of them sort of turn to you and they're like, "We'll protect you from the angel for now." And they head towards the entrance to the cave, or like the entrance back to the tunnels.
What are the entrances to the building? Like, there a
It
big
is
hole in the
just
wall?
there is going outside and there's going into the tunnel, and that is it.
Okay, so maybe it's a little too late, but can I run over to the door to this place? And I have an ability called lockpicking, and I'm wondering if I can do it backwards to lock the door.
Absolutely. you can do it backwards to lock the door.
Beautiful.
It's down we go using abilities, no spell roll, no roll or nothing.
Yeah.
You just lock that door.
Cool. That door is locked.
Cool. Sarah, can you do me a favor real fast and roll me 2d4?
Yeah.
And this is going to be the number of turns till you have to also contend with the angel.
It's a 3 and a 1.
Cool. 4 turns. That's great. Okay, yeah, as you do this, the sigil starts glowing and you hear screaming from a distance.
Why is it spicy?
Why is it spicy?
It's the button next to it.
Amazing.
I just remembered I had that next to me the whole time. Yeah, you hear shrieking from a distance, and then a loud boom, and flying in towards the church. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative here. Tony, how does initiative work?
We roll a d6, and if it's a 1, 2, or 3, they go first. If it's a 4, 5, or 6, we go first.
Do
Theoretically,
you
if
roll
somebody
as a
had a-
group usually, or is it individual rolls?
It's one roll for the entire group, and then we decide how
Okay.
we
So,
proceed.
I do have that alertness where I win at initiative.
Great.
That
Let's
means we
use
win.
alertness. Great. So you hear this loud booming, and the sword next to you starts to loudly play organ music as this thing approaches. The thing on the sword is its music gets louder as undead mutant things approach.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. What a good sword.
So it starts playing, and you hear this loud booming. You all probably do not have a word for this because rocket science has not been invented, but this is a like supersonic, like
Oh,
sonic
fuck.
boom sort of thing happening. And you all have time to get like in position here. And you see this like massive like 2-winged creature flying in, and she lands in the center of the rune you placed, and you see this like green crayon magic sort of wrapping around her wings. She's going to be moving much slower now.
Can we set this up under like some sort of awning or like choir area?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Because I want to use my ability of wall to raise an impenetrable wall for that many rounds. I just want to squish her.
Yeah, like sort of keep her in position using it.
I want to like squish her down. Yeah. We're gonna
Okay, cool.
squish that angel.
So you
Cool.
have 2 points in mystical, so we can keep her down for 2 rounds.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think as she flies in, you're able to get a wall up. She's not going to be moving very much.
Cool.
What do the other 2 of you do?
I turn to my gag item, apprentice number 12, who's been following us this entire time. And I forgot to mention until now, and I say, be prepared.
I'm on it!
And I send them running out with their
I'm
bracelets.
prepared!
Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Bless on the organ and apprentice 12.
Oh my god.
No!
Fine. I'll do it on the organ and on Clanky.
Oh, do you want to hit the psychocybin?
No, I can only do it on level targets.
Why are you
so-
doing it on the organ? The organ can't do anything.
I'm helping!
Don't tell her that.
I sharpened their dagger with a sacred whetstone. I've got faith in them.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I cast bless on you a little while ago. It's not a big deal,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes. I feel very blessed.
I'll just die, I guess.
And I guess I'll wait.
Uh,
What are you up to?
yeah, Fratzberger.
So I want to I want to try and hit it with the sword, I guess. Let's see what the sword does.
Yeah, so the sword is a +1 weapon, so you will get to add a +1. Go ahead and roll me a bloodthirsty roll. You're looking to hit a 17.
Fuck.
Oof.
Hey everyone, if you're wondering why I had you at a higher level Down We Go characters.
That
Almost
is
like-
a 14.
Almost like we could have put +4
Oh.
into something.
Does it
15.
15. It would be a 15 because I rolled a 13 plus my 1 bloodthirsty plus the 1 from the sword, right?
Yeah.
And
still not
if-
good.
Oh wait, noblesse. Yeah, sorry.
Noblesse.
That's-
if only you had signed your name. Yeah, you go to stab at the Shrike, and I think what happens is your sword pierces like her wing or something. She like manages to get it in the way, and it does not look like you have hurt her.
Okay.
But she does look at you. You have her attention for better or worse.
Oh, hey. Well, a magic trick?
Hey everyone, it's my turn now.
Fuck.
You see the Shrike. You're still within arm's reach of her. She cannot move, which you all are going to discover is a very good thing you all have done to her. That use of wall is really good here. Sarah, I will need you to make a sneaky check again for me here, though. You're looking to hit another 17.
That's an 18. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
She gets a hand and like sort of slashes at your direction, and you're able to get out of it in time.
Please don't touch the performers during their presentation.
You see a bright light starting to glow out through the tunnel, and it looks like the 4 psilocybin here are in combat with somebody.
Great. You know who I bet would love to hear the joke about the Duke? This Shrike.
You watch as he's kind of fighting off, and like you do that, and it's like a little light bulb, and he turns with like this unnerving grin. You can only see the bottom teeth underneath his ridiculous mustache, and he goes, "I'd kiss you right on the mouth if you had one."
Yeah, it is back to the players though.
It cannot move, meaning we also cannot move it because it's also smashed and being held down by these. Cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna stab it in the butt cheek with my sword.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a bloodthirsty.
Woohoo.
That is a 15 plus 2 for 17.
17 does it. Yeah, you stab into the Shrike, and you see like black blood pour out of this wound.
Excellent. Since this is a foul creature from another religion, is there any chance that my sword does anything extra since it's a sword?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
What extra damage or what?
Yeah,
Do
I'm going to give you extra damage here. In part also because I would like this combat to move quicker.
Fine. We love that.
Yeah, to be fair, we are in a stream. I am trying to keep our time down a little bit. So I'm going to lower its health in response here.
Okay.
Clanky, do you know what you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch really, really hard the Shrike. I don't
Yeah.
have any weapons. I did not sign the paperwork and receive my
Oh,
starter sword
no.
or whatever.
You just
Can
got
I-
blessed now, though.
can I do
Yes,
this
sir.
too? I tried to swing with a sword. I did really poorly. I would like to toss it to Clanky.
Oh, I will grab the sword. Yeah, I'll take the sword and then slice you down.
I'm not going to make you roll for this, even though it would be really funny if it stabbed you instead.
I mean,
I do want you to know that.
I mean, there's a moment where Fratzenberger tosses me like a replica sword that's actually made out of rubber, which is funny.
You hit the Shrike with a balloon sword, and then the real sword comes to your hand.
I get like a hammer out that's like,
Beautiful.
Yeah, you can swing. You'll get a +1 to whatever your bloodthirsty is here.
And then wait, so I roll a d20.
Yep.
Roll a d20.
I
Yeah,
got
I
a
need blood.
18. I get a bloodthirsty. I get a magic sword, and
So
I get
18.
blessed.
Plus whatever blesses.
So dirty 20.
woo!
Dirty 20. Cool. Yeah, you're able to also stab into the Shrike. It's a +1 sword. It does extra damage. That is great. We are back to Fratzenberger.
And the Shrike is still up,
Mm-hmm.
and there's still light coming from.
There's still light coming from the tower,
Is
or
there
from the tunnel.
is there less light than before, or is it the same?
No, it's about the same, and it sounds like there's like pitched combat happening there.
I'm going to Can I use 2 abilities in a turn, or is it just one? Okay,
There are a couple of rare combos that actually will let you use more than one, but you have to have clean for that to be.
Yeah, totally fine. I'm gonna use one of my charges of Pain Bolt.
Just straight up deal damage.
Yeah, so it's gonna do 2
That's great.
on little home skilly here.
Yeah, what does it look like when you use Pain Bolt? Just because I want to know what the jester looks like casting Pain Bolt.
It's a really bad burn.
It looks like actually, here's what it is. Fratzenberger goes up to his mouth and starts pulling out like a handkerchief that like keeps going, and as he like flips it, like the whole thing like it almost like at a blink shoots out like a dart of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
It has this like little like flappy. It looks ridiculous. But when it hits, it like shatters and shreds into like a bunch of tiny little bits of hardened fabric that just like pierce it over and over and over, like almost like a shotgun.
Yeah, cool.
Classic.
That does good damage to her. If I were to describe the strike now, I would describe her as bloodied perchance. Oh, it's Sylvie!
It's a little
You see over in the corner. Someone give me just a flat D20 roll real fast.
Is this for the awakened machine?
This is for the awakened machine.
God.
That's a 15.
Cool.
Wow, how dare you? I awakened that machine. I also rolled a 15 then.
Hell yeah!
You see over in the corner. She's like, fly into my face. She's just really hoping the strike.
I literally,
runs
my
into the
original
door.
opening gambit before you said they were like trapped down and before you had trapped them firmly was going to be try to slam.
Impale her on the piano, on the organ. Yeah, you hear more combat coming from the tunnel. Everybody, real fast, give me a difficulty 15 holy check this time.
Oh shit!
Oh, holy baby!
The
Hell
strike
yeah!
is starting to scream, and I will describe what the scream sounds like.
I rolled a 15, and I have no pluses.
I
15?
also, I think the internet's broken because I rolled a 15 again also.
I rolled a flat 17.
Nice.
But 17
Oh,
is what
17.
I got. Total.
Okay, cool. So for a second, she lets out this like deafening scream, and it is loud. And for a moment, you swear you recognize the voice in it, and then you're able to like sort of shake your head. You are immune to hypnotizing call now. That is her whole turn, unfortunately. She was still stuck in place. Wall goes down this turn.
Okay.
Cast wall again.
I have a question. I get 2 uses per day of all of my abilities, or each ability?
Each of your abilities.
Yeah,
So,
you can use wall twice. You can use light twice, I think is your other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Re-wall.
right? I mean,
So,
I hate to like.
the thing to think
be
about,
boring.
there's also something else about to come through the tunnel also too. But either way.
Or I'm just gonna pitch this. Hi, this is Sarah, and she is gonna pitch this to you. What if you used wall, but instead of crushing down, you pushed the strike into the organ's face?
And flashing back when Kegan was like, "Yeah, it's moving at a supersonic speed," I was like, "That's when I should have done the wall and just let her like switch herself."
I would have rewarded that. That would have been really funny.
God. No, I do like that idea. I want the organ to get to help, so I'm actually gonna rather than Shrike to organ, I'm gonna move organ to Shrike.
Okay. I will say I don't know that that is going to be a possible move, just because I have
Okay.
described her as
That's fair.
having a ton of
She's
types
in
that
the
run through the
structure
building.
of the building.
Well, can I just move the whole wall?
I don't think so. Not
Okay,
without
that's fine.
potentially killing Organ. If you
Oh,
want
I
to
don't
kill,
wanna do
if you
that.
want Organ's
Absolutely don't do that.
blood, grease,
Mm.
piano wire.
I don't want that guilt.
Okay.
I don't want that guilt.
Yeah.
So I guess
I'll let you do it.
I will slam the angel with a wall and shove the angel into the organ, aiming for that one letter opener that is very sharp, sticking out between
The teeth of
really
the
sharp
organ.
Yeah.
letter opener. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. She you see she falls backwards onto the organ, straight through the little letter opener. And she's still letting out this shriek, but organ's under her going, "I'm doing well."
I do want to point out it is
Politely
a
clap.
holy weapon because it was sharpened with the sacred what. Okay, cool.
Cool.
A very polite clap. Thank you, organ.
I'm doing my job.
There's never been a better NPC than Organ.
I love organ.
We were taking Organ with us everywhere.
New hideout, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I think I follow and stab them again.
Give me another bloodthirsty.
That is going to be a 19.
Cool. Yeah, you're able to stab her again. She is on death's door here. She's like breathing raggedly.
Then we just have to deal with her boyfriend.
And then Fratzenberg.
I am.
I will say real fast, Fratzenberger. Give me a quick like D10 roll real fast.
That's a 6.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounds like the combat is still going on in the hallway. In the tunnel. It seems like the angel has taken like a pretty good, like perchance 6 damage so far.
Okay. I think I'll just stand there and kind of see that you're doing great, kids. Daddy loves you. And then I'm going to go invisible.
Yeah.
Just like my stepdad did in real life.
Yeah,
Amazing.
you're invisible. One sec, we roll something. I just remembered I have dice as well, but they are solid black. Cool. Yeah, you see the Shrike. Something changes in her eyes. They're going sort of red, and I'm just gonna, because this is a cool thing, I'm just going to ignore the wall here for a second. Which is that the angel over the hallway is really low on health, and you see the Shrike gets up, zooms right past the three of you, picks up the angel, slams him against the wall. You just see a spike go through him.
Oh my god.
She turns back to look at you three.
Does she look healthier?
No. She is still hurting. She does not get health from this. I will tell you, she does not get health from this. She is drawn to
Weakness. Like, she's drawn to, like, because it was so hurt, like, that called to her to, like, be, like, the thing that killed it.
Yeah, once something gets at low enough health, she has to kill it.
Okay.
That is just a thing on her character
That's
sheet.
crazy.
That's a cool thing.
I was like, you rolled the right amount of health here that I have to kill the angel.
Amazing.
She is at like very low health though.
Cool.
It is
Well,
back
that's
to
her
your
turn.
turn. She wastes her entire turn killing the angel for you.
I love it. I stab her.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another bloodthirsty.
That's only 12.
Okay, yeah, you don't stab her.
I stab at her.
You stab at her.
I stab when she zooms by. I try to swipe at her, and
yeah, she moved quick there. Got like all the way across the church, got him up on a wall. Just avoided getting stabbed. Fratzenberg and Clanky, what are we up to?
Where is she?
You're still invisible.
I'm
Yeah,
invisible.
Where is she in relation to the body on the wall?
She is standing in front of it still.
Can I body slam her?
Yeah, you can body slam her. Great call. You can absolutely body
I'm
slam
a
her.
big metal robot. I'm just gonna like throw my body at her.
Yeah, give me bloodthirsty. We'll do it as if using your sword here, just to get help your roll out a little bit.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I got a 5, and then math.
You are not successful at
Do
body
I
slamming her.
Lip on a banana peel.
you slip on the Duke's skin.
I was
Oh
gonna say,
no!
yeah. He's
You just
yeah.
hear from behind you the
What?
unhinged laughter of
You've given yourself away.
Frankenberger. You can't see it, and it just echoes off the chamber as he
Yeah.
screams. Which I am going to just because this.
Is Fratzenberg the hero of the city? Is what we're about to discover.
Oh man, it's finally funny! And then I'm going to fire Pain Bolt at the Shrike, doing 2 damage.
She goes. You hit her with the pain bolt. She falls back into the spike because I think it's a cool image that her and this man are both stuck on the spike together.
And as it hits and the round ends, you see that Brandenburger is actually like hunched over the ground, like face red, like he's like, like he can't breathe. He's like, "It's so funny. The king was right. Oh my god, it's hilarious. He's so on his skin. Oh, I'm gonna pee. Oh, I'm gonna pee." Just laughing hysterically.
Oh my god.
Incredible. I'm gonna quickly run through the end of this real fast, just because we are running up on time here. You all killed the angel and the Shrike. The city is
Yay!
safe for now from them. I will say the 4 people who helped you just sort of like wave and then walk down the hallway, back down the tunnel.
What a bunch
Like,
of
cool.
weirdos.
Contract's done. Bye. You see, as you are sort of catching your breath, the organ's like, "Where are we going now?"
Oh, baby girl, you're gonna stay here. I'm gonna go get my couch, and I'll come back, and I think we're moving in.
This is
Yeah, you remember how if we took parts of you other places, you would die?
So you were gonna pick my entire body up and put me in the city?
We're gonna work on it. That's for sure.
You didn't have a plan?
Oh, we got a plan.
Oh, I told you the plan. The plan's to come hang out with you until we find the perfect place for you.
Did you hear like just air going through the pipes for a second? Like she is thinking, and she's like, "Okay, just don't leave me alone."
I wouldn't do that. Wait, did you have? Sorry, this is really rude. Do you have a preferred title, a name?
Organ.
Just Oregon. Love it, Miss Oregon. A pleasure.
Miss Organ was my mom.
Oh shit.
In the days following, as we sort of clean up here, let's look at in victory. Where'd it go? Cool. Yeah, each of you are able to go back to the people who sent you on this mission. As an independent node, Clanky, the Flame Mother appreciates your work and bestows a boon upon your form to show you her thanks. She re-equips you. She like brings you back in, and as long as you're happy for it, she takes you back in, and she replaces your arm with a flamethrower.
Oh shit.
wow. That's awesome.
Once per day, you would be able to do a like effectively like a cone of fire type spell, using your cool new flamethrower arm. Sword Seller. The Order of Sword Sellers appreciates your help here, especially since you've managed to sell swords to the outer city in the process. You're now allowed to take a % of the sales of the other people you brought in.
Your downline.
If you summon the sword, your next physical hit will deal double damage because you have their once a day.
The sword?
You have a once a day ability to like summon a weapon or whatever.
Gotcha.
That sword does double damage the first time it hits someone. Congrats, you got a bonus. And then you have an ability now also to summon a shield, and you can protect a target of your choice, including yourself, preventing them from taking damage in their next the next time they would take it. And then Jester, my good friend Jester, you come back to the king, and he thinks it's really funny that you are the hero of the city. He makes a huge show of calling you the hero of the city. Statues are erected in your honor. You're given a piece of land, and you're granted the title Duke of Clowns. The nobility of the city do not think this is good or funny.
Well, I have a sense of humor.
And they are beginning political machinations against you to unseat you. Once per month, you may ask the king for help in the form of a song or dance. And if he thinks it's funny enough, he may allow it.
Okay.
But you're the Duke of Clowns now. And that was the adventure. Thanks everyone.
Hell yeah. I will, since I'm a Duke, I will absolutely move Oregon into my home.
Yeah, you were given a small but rundown keep on the edge of the inner city. It
Amazing.
is an inner city house.
I also there is a scene where I'm just rubbing Oregon down with holy armor polish at some point in the near future. And I don't know how that goes, but it's interesting no matter what.
It's
Hot scene.
How does your ducal gesturing attire differ from your normal gesturing attire?
Oh, I want it to be clear. The king will not let you wear anything other than your normal jester clothing.
Oh no, that's fine. The only difference I think is it goes from a pair of glasses to a monocle.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Cool.
He'll let you make that swap.
It's just the glasses have been painted flesh colored on one side.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know, before the session started, Justin said, my entire plan this session is to make Sarah a noble, and that is the official endpoint of the jester.
Called the shot.
I was like, Sir Fratzenberger, the jester, sounds hilarious.
It's so good. Well, Duke of Clowns is very good.
Mhm.
Also, take that, Barfit.
Yeah, if we kept playing this game, in the future, you would have to defend your title against the nobility.
Amazing.
Barfit leading the charge.
All right, that wraps us up. Do we want to move to the segment reaction roll and then close ourselves out?
Yes.
Sounds like you do.
It sounds like I do. Hello, we're moving over to reaction roll. It's where we play a game and then we talk about how it made us feel and what we liked about it. So let's do that now. I really liked this game. I liked playing a little guy who was full of shenanigans. That's my 2 cents. I think this world is very cool. I love, Kegan, how you constantly just have you've built so much into Blister.City, Blister Kingdom, that you can like pull all this information like around the Duke, the houses, the factions, how they all feel about each other. It's really satisfying as a player to be able to jump into something, not need to know all of that information, but be able to like pull on those threads regardless. I think that's really a strength of this game.
Thank you. Yeah, there's I don't think I really brought up anything that was not straight up textual here, which is fun. I think I did a pretty good job at putting it all on the page.
I liked it.
I have played Blister.City a couple times in a couple different systems.
For more than a year.
I know, it's been great. I really enjoyed like being able to kind of map some of the things from place to place. I saw the Psilocybin, my favorite
Your favorite faction?
From Blister.City for the future drugs situation, and yeah, it was really cool.
I'll have you know, because you would know this from having played Blister.City. Your favorite NPC from the Psilocybin does return in this one.
I'm so excited. Yeah,
I had a good time. I really every time I read, like, this was my first time getting to read a bunch of Blister Kingdom stuff. Like I knew you were working on it, and I've got to read a bunch of Blister.City and play some Blister.City. This was super fun from a like dive in, see kind of how the lore, like the more nailed down lore in a setting works with like Down We Go stuff also too, which was super fun for me. I super love what you've done with the backgrounds. I think every single one is super evocative. It was hard to pick, and then I was like, oh, this will be the most fucking annoying character ever if I pick Sword Seller.
I'm so glad someone chose Sword Seller, though.
that was so good.
It
like,
was really remarkable.
Yeah.
There was a summer where I did a job in that field, and I was like, yep, this is all coming back to me now.
One of the interesting things, and I think some of your work really helped define this, and I think it really shines in Blister.City, and just like the flexibility of being like, here's the thing you can do once per session. It's just a fun piece of tech. It's really super portable to anything people are playing in. I love the questions. I think it immediately hooks people into the shared world building of the setting also too, gives them a little bit of flavor. But like one of the things we've seen about backgrounds, and I think yours do it better than most, is it gives people a sense of what they're about, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of things background is like it is the thing I used to do, but it's rarely ever the thing I'm doing now or super directive. The way you've done backgrounds really keeps it in the forefront. And we've seen that in some other things, but like the way that you have structured each of them, where it's like, here's a lore bit, here's some locations. If you are stepping into this setting for the first time, you don't need to know a ton of lore.
Yeah.
I've given you 3 or 4 things you know you can interact with. You can know about them or not. You know you can do a thing per ability. You've got a kind of a narrative lever you can throw that's a whatever. And then you're going to tell us something about the setting also too. It just really hooks people in right away. And I think we saw that for each of us, right? We weren't like a bloodthirsty person who used to be a sword seller. It's like, I'm a sword seller.
Yeah, you're actively
Be selling swords. And so
like I think in Blister City and like maybe to a lesser extent Blister Kingdom, just because there's fewer of them. Like they're really games about like learning your factions, playing them against each other, aligning them in a way that I don't really think lines up great for a one shot. Always. But each of the backgrounds is like, hey, you know, here's like the lore bit, here's your once per session ability, here is the faction you are specifically attached to.
Yeah.
If I were playing it would be like, cool, I'm gonna give you each like a +1 to working with the faction. Like this keeps you like in a group of 4 people, it's like, cool, these are 4 factions we are, these are the 4 factions we aren't, which sort of like already creates a little bit of drama there.
yeah, and just the ability to then say what happens when factions are in tension with each other. But I'll even say in a one shot, like Jester didn't come out super strong, but like the Gestalt connection with the mother, like I mean, going to the ever burning church to be like, I gotta drop off the fucking paperwork, which was just a fun little side scene. But like I really love the group think of like me pulling out the forms just get burnt to file them, and you having the exact same thing about it.
Yeah, it feels so obvious when you're like, yeah, I'm bringing paperwork to the church that's on fire. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they catch it on fire.
That type of groupthink also just shows like the setting you've created, like it's giving people those handles, right? To be like, hey, this is how this weird world works, and it's super enjoyable. Justin, I also just want to say it was super fun having you here, not just because it was fun to play a game with you again, but specifically because this was just like this is a home game setting for you. Like you've got to play more of this than the rest of us have, and like your excitement when a thing would come up like was super infectious at the table also too.
Yeah, openly I was like, I need somebody who's played a lot of Blister City here, just in case things like go off the rail. Like, I know Justin knows the factions a good bit enough to like, oh cool, we're gonna pull on this lever.
This was the on the rails version of the game.
This was really on the rails. Like, I have like for the actual adventure, I have the Scene of the Cry of the Darkness, the Beauchamp Residence, the Church of the Sun, and the Trap are the locations I wrote for it, and we hit all of them in order.
Yeah, no, it's super good. I talked to when we were playing His Majesty the Worm. I did this, and yours it's different than that. You created a little bit more of a sandbox vibe. I don't want to like His Majesty the Worm does well also too, so I don't want to. But like the loose connections that you kind of hold in the way that you've written versus what I was talking to Josh was like, it just tells you the thing, and it's really great for the players to have that clarity. For you, you were like, hey, here's anytime we were stuck, it was like, we'll use contacts or we'll use divination or we'll use like system mechanics to help kind of, you know, peak that. But you had already kind of dropped like, oh, here's the other thing you could go do also too in a really clear way. And I felt like the balance of locations was actually really good without just being like 5 rooms in a dungeon. It was like 5 locations you can go to.
Openly so bad at writing dungeons. Like they're not anything my brain works around writing. Like I've written the one for Down We Go previously, and like it's fine, but it even sort of does this thing where it's like, here's a group of locations and you can attach them how you want yourself. But yeah, I'm bad at adventure writing in a way I'm very happy to talk about. But I did this thing with Blister City where it was like, cool, let's do this like big murder mystery instead, because like I cannot write a dungeon, and I feel like learning from that specific adventure how to write a like quicker murder mystery like this one, like came in a lot of handy. Like, okay, cool, in the actual like adventure writing, each of these scenes is like a description of what happened at the scene, the different things the players can uncover, and then what they notice because of their background. So it's like it's very easy to run because I can just like turn to the page and be like, okay, cool. These are the things they will discover if they investigate things here.
And figuring out a way to get them that information that fits with what they're doing. Yeah, like I don't know. I think I had a lot of fun. I think things flowed really well. I think I don't know. Give yourself a little bit of credit. Like we got through it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like so worried that we weren't going to get through it in time.
No, it was great. I felt like the timing was good. There was still time for hijinks. I love too how well we were rewarded for asking like smart questions. Like Justin, you were constantly popping off with like, but what about this? And being like, oh, and like I love it when games enable people to like enable the GM to give up the secrets. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel at any point that we'd like hit a wall. That we could continue to like be creative about how we approached this, and that felt really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually, Sarah, when you were like, oh, it killed all those people because of the mutations. I was like, oh, right. Like it all like fell into place and made a lot of sense. So
Yeah, some of that is if any of you had been like laborers or whatever, for them the reason they're investigating is because a number of members of their labor union have died. So
Right.
it's like, oh cool, I can pull on that because you asked a question about them, and that feels like loosely collected enough to just be like, cool, have this bit.
Very good. I had a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, this was fun.
I'm glad Apprentice 12 survived also too.
Good. Thank
we
goodness
love
for
Apprentice 12.
12.
They did so much work.
was
Oh my gosh.
so good.
Most importantly, Oregon survived, who was my favorite.
Oregon is everything,
So much
and that's who
fun.
really mattered.
Oregon is everything. You all did not depress her too badly, but she will ask you to kill her if you can't get her out of that building.
No, 100% we're getting her.
Oh
out
no,
of the
like
building.
she's our new headquarters until and I'm like I said, I'm giving her a nice polish.
Yeah, the second you were like, no, we will stay with you here. Someone will always be here. It was like, okay, cool. She doesn't have to ask you to kill her. Because my favorite thing about her is like, she's this great, cheerful person. And you're like, yeah, we didn't really come up with a plan to get you out of here. And she's like, fucking kill me.
I am
give
over it.
Can you give us Kill Me in Oregon?
Fucking kill me.
Oh,
I
very
feel like
good.
this is where we should sign off.
Before we do, I just want to do a plug for Zine Club. So check it out. Tony, Kegan, what's the link for Zine Club?
Perfect. Zine.club.
Awesome. There are two
own
zines.
the company.
There are two zines this month. Our story drop is The Walls Will Swallow You, and our adventure drop is Spectral Exterminators. If either of those sound interesting, good, or wonderful to you, go to that link that I always forget.
It's definitely not rpgzine.club.
Yeah, and if you want to pick up Blister Kingdom and do your own gesturing about, go to blister.city. The link is below our faces. Other than
If you want
that,
to join my downline, hit us up at +1.
there you go.
You can get an organ of your very own.
I would recommend you go check out our Ko-fi. You can give $10 and get Tony's newest Wi-Fi password.
Be really careful with that because I am connected via Ethernet right now and have to go upstairs right now and wrestle with our Wi-Fi mesh network to get it set up.
So it is like brand new, primo, excellent. All right.
I'll also sing you a song as Oregon.
There you go. And this is wonderful content. So go check it out. Otherwise, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. We hope you enjoy your pizza. Bye.
I have pizza. Why didn't I pull it out?